On a crisp fall night, across sweat-stained fields of green. For over a century, these battles for bragging rights have raged across the nation. Tradition, camaraderie, and a desire for victory like no other create a passion among these gladiators of the gridiron, where outcomes become not just victories, but legend. These games are the Great American Rivalry Series. On a cold December day in 1905, New Jersey and Pennsylvania clashed in what has become one of the oldest cross-border conflicts in the nation. Now playing on Thanksgiving Day, the Peaburg-Easton matchup brings together families, fans, and alums alike.
The more this game continues on, as you look around, you can see all the parents, grandparents, and the grandkids now coming around.
And it's all about the kids on the field, also the cheerleaders, the band, and all the people that come back at Thanksgiving time to be a part of this.
We got here at 6 a.m. this morning, continued from last night, setting up, getting everything ready to go. Been coming here 35 years since I was a kid growing up. My dad taught here in school, so.
A guy just came to me and said this is going to be his 61st straight game. He's never missed a game in 61 years, so I think that's pretty awesome.
It's not just a game for the kids today, it's a game for the grandparents and everyone else who has played in it.
Some people make their name for the rest of their life in this game, so it's kind of neat what goes on, for sure.
Books, movies, and even television shows can't begin to portray the tradition represented by this original Friday Night Lights showdown. As the sun sets, the lights shine down on the Odessa-Permian-Midland League clash, adding to the lore that is West Texas football.
There's excitement in the air like there is with Friday Night Football, especially out here in West Texas. And the Odessa-Permian football game, or any Odessa-Permian football game, is phenomenal.
When you're playing against Lee, you have to come out and be ready to knock heads.
Well, this is a big game for us every year.
We've been kind of involved with these two teams since the 80s.
What it means to be a Permian cheerleader is that you get mojo in your life every day, and it's kind of an indescribable thing.
We were willing to face anybody at any time. I think that, this mojo is back in the city.
Here we are once again at the end of an annual classic here in Odessa. But Permian came on strong in the second half and closed the deal on one of the classics in the Great American Rivalry Series.
Family, friends, and alumni from across the country gather to tailgate for the largest regular season rivalry game in the country. With the traditional shillelagh firmly in the hands of the winning team, the more than 35,000 fans exit the stadium, and plans are already underway for next year.
It's been going on since the 50s, and both schools have great traditions in football. The two school communities, as you can see by the crowd, they mark this game on their calendars and they come out here, and it's just a great opportunity for all of us to get together. And
they got to remember that even though it is a huge rivalry and there's going to be a lot of people here, it's still football.
Just beyond the beaches and palm trees, the bright lights shine down on a carpet of green. And if you stop to listen, you'll hear the sounds of a pounding drum line, welcoming the soldiers of the Soul Bowl to another battle in Broward. A performance of historical proportions is sure to ensue.
It's always this big a game. Yeah, you can expect this stadium to be full in about an hour.
This is a big game. We have fun. The kids have fun. This is the biggest game, the Soul Bowl. It has been like that ever since I was a little girl. I mean, my uncle played for Ely, my brother played for Ely, so it's like a family event.
Dating back to the 19th century, Baltimore Poly versus Baltimore City has been a unifying and tradition-laden test for supremacy. With more foreshadowing than a Hollywood script, this rivalry, played in Raven Stadium, often produces players that will play there again someday.
I'm a 1977 graduate of the Baltimore Polytechnic Institute. My experience in high school at Poly prepared me for the rest of my life. Don't leave anything on the field. When you walk away from this ball game, you say to yourself, I gave it all I had.
It was kind of like
the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys, but it was a local event and it was big time in this area. And just to be able to play on Thanksgiving, be one of the featured games that was shown throughout the city, it always meant a little more. And the fact that we played City College made it that much more important.
This is a character builder for the players on these teams. They may not know it right now, but here you learn how to win. You learn how to lose. You learn how to conduct yourself with character and dignity. It's a season maker for the team. We look forward to it for the whole year. And like I say, remember it for your whole life.
The first time these two schools met, there were no helmets, no pads, just football. With the NFL Football Hall of Fame just footsteps away, the tradition represented by the annual clash between Massillon and McKinley has few rivals in the state of Ohio, as these classic warriors fight for the right to own the day.
I remember as a small kid growing up, my main ambition was to play for the Massillon Tigers, and it really had an impact just watching those guys ahead of me lay the foundation for our great tradition. Still a great series.
As a fan of either of these two teams, you have a choice to make. You can wait to see one of them compete in the state championship game, or you can go to one of the best rivalries in the nation and see them both every year. This is the Backyard Bowl between Jenks and Union.
Well, we're 11 miles apart. We're the second and third largest schools in the state of Oklahoma.
It's not hard to, play at your best when, 35,000 people are watching and screaming. If it was a 30-point game right now, it wouldn't be over. I've seen so many wild things, and that's probably why it's a great rivalry, is that it's never over until the last snap.
Combining for more than 24 state championships, the matchup between Burns and Gaffney pits two of South Carolina's biggest powerhouse programs on a playing field that is likely to give fans a preview of some of the state's best talent, surrounded by rich tradition and just good football.
We've been rivals, for years now, and you hate Gaffney. I mean, it just comes with it. Whenever you're in the Burns family, it just comes along with it. And whenever you play the game, they aren't fans of you either. So it just puts everything else into the game.
This game is it's outstanding. You gotta come here and watch it. I mean, it's prime time.
There's the best, and then there's the rest. And out west, when Mission Viejo and De La Salle line up, fans are assured of some of the best high school football around. But when they meet on a Friday night, it's all about that game and winning.
Well, I know Coach has a great program and he likes to play against the greatest programs. And De La Salle is a class act from Northern California. We play the tough teams down here, and I know he wanted to play some of the tougher teams throughout the great state of California, and he got one in De La Salle.
We come out, we play our hardest, and we're always proud to play for our school, for our community, and especially for our coaches.
In 1893, the first fans of the old rivalry, as it is known, tied up their horses outside rows of wooden bleachers to watch the boys from Male and Manual. This battle for the barrel predates electricity in Kentucky and epitomizes all the things envisioned as the originating game of the Great American Rivalry Series a decade ago.
The crowds are the biggest, the passions are the greatest. That's where you ought to be.
Everybody came to this game, whether you're a Male or a Manual fan, everybody came out to this game. It was played at the fairgrounds, which is really equivalent to this arena right here today, and it was great.
It's just a terrific rivalry. The students really excited about it.
And if you walk our halls, you'll see down our Male Manual Hall all the past history of this game. We take pride that we've been playing since 1893. And, our goal is to make sure that this game remains the sacred thing it is.
Well, it means everything. If you can't get excited about Male Manual Week, there's something wrong with you. We just have activities all week long for Male Manual Week, and we're excited to be out here at Papa John's Stadium playing the game. We got a great game today, and it's just exciting for the kids.
I grew up with the rivalry. My dad is a Manual person. He went to the high school in the 1920s. I went to Manual, followed my dad, and my dad started bringing me to the games in 1956. My dad is in the Hall of Fame at Manual. He went to 72 consecutive male manual football games.
The male manual rivalry is such a great rivalry. It goes back so far, and I am just so proud to be a part of it.
So when it comes time to put the helmets on Friday nights, we hate each other for about 48 minutes.
These things right here, they don't give them away. They don't give them away. We thank you for what you're doing for our country.
One thing remains unchanged: the traditions as the greatest American rivalries.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Great American Rivalry Series. Today brought to you by the United States Marines. I'm Chuck Sebastian, along with my colleague Scott Castor. And Scott, the 125th edition of this ball game today between Massillon and McKinley. Weather conditions are what we're standing. A little chilly out here today.
Pretty cold. I think the ground game, that's going to create a situation where the ground game is going to be really important, Chuck. Obviously, wind will be probably in Massillon's favor because of their special teams.
Well, special teams, you're exactly right. Andrew David can punt that ball. He's averaging about 40 a punt. He's putting the ball in the end zone for touchbacks 54 out of 56 times. Field position key in this game today. But McKinley comes back with a pretty good runner in their backfield.
Eric Glover-Williams, Ohio State recruit. He is going to be the key for McKinley, both offensively and defensively. McKinley really needs to make sure that they limit turnovers. Glover-Williams has had an issue with turning the ball over at times. He's let the ball slip out a couple of times, and they need to be on the plus side of the turnover ratio if they really want a chance in this game.
Big thing here is two sophomore quarterbacks. Both of them are going to have to control the game. They're going to have to key on exactly making sure the pass is good if they throw, making sure the run is good. Key to this game probably going to be, like you said, turnovers. Who holds on to the ball?
Absolutely. And you mentioned the two quarterbacks, Danny Clark for Massillon, Lee Hurst for McKinley. They're going to be really important.
And of course, this is going to be a huge game today. Again, Massillon with a win. They take 4 in a row. They make themselves available for the playoffs. For McKinley, it's all about pride.
All about pride. Massillon is in no matter what. McKinley is home no matter what. So this is all for pride for both sides.
Looking forward to a great game today between Massillon and McKinley, the 125th meeting. Brought to you today by GreatAmericanRivalry.com and the United States Marines.
The Great American Rivalry Series is brought to you by the United States Marines. The few, the proud, the Marines. By Toyota. Let's go places. By AT&T. Mobilizing your world. And by Safeco Insurance. What matters to you?
Excitement in the air like there is with Friday Night Football, especially out here in West Texas. It's all about it's on the field, also the cheerleading.
So when it comes time to put the helmets on Friday nights, we hate each other for about 48 minutes.
To the 20, 15, 10, he's going to take it to the house. He's to the 5, breaks the tackle, and touchdown.
Hello everybody, Rick Ford here in Massillon, Ohio. We're here at the Massillon-McKinley game for another matchup, and I'm here with Scott Castor. Now Scott may know a little bit about this game. Scott, I believe you have some history here that you'd like to share about why this game is just as big as it is.
Well, the game goes back to 1894. These two communities, industrial towns, have been established, have been known for their football history for over a century, and these two communities have been playing football as long, if not longer, than just about any other around the state. And this game is the longest continuous series in the state. So there's just a lot of history here, a lot of love for football.
Well, you know, we hear it's been going on since 1894, but the one thing about this game, it doesn't seem to matter what the records are today.
No, every time we play this game, and I hate to sound cliche, but you can throw the record books out, and I know that both teams have some blemishes on their records this year that they'd like to not be thinking about for this game. So it could go either way any given year, and even though this year it looks like Massillon would be the favorite, you cannot count out this McKinley team. They are athletic, quick, and tough.
Well, I tell you what, this is the 7th time the Great American Rivalry Series has made this part of our 11-year history.
Okay.
And I can tell you, we always look forward to this game in this part of the country, not only for the game, but for all these fans you guys bring in.
Well, when you're talking about two teams, one has a home stadium capacity of 23,000. We're here in Massillon. They've got a capacity of about 18,000. You know you're going to get a good atmosphere, and they've been doing it in these two spots since the late 1930s. So it's just a great atmosphere, and we're glad that the Great American Rival Series comes out each year for it.
Well, you know, and we're glad to be here. We appreciate you having us. This is Rick Ford with the Great American Rivalry Series. Back to you, Chuck.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Scott. And we are going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with more. Stay right here. More football coming up from Massillon, Ohio on the Great American Rivalry Series.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
When I'm working, things can get so hectic, so sometimes I need to find an easy way to express what's most important to me. Like with my crew, I use shorthand to tell them what I need. And when I need to talk directly to my fans, but the most meaningful shorthand of all is the one I use when I'm about to drive. #X. It's an easy way to tell everyone that I'm about to drive, and I do it every time before I get behind the wheel. Use #X to pause the conversation before you drive, because no text is worth a life.
Here at MCTV, everyone is dedicated to going the extra mile to earn your business.
Our call center is right here where you live, ready to take your calls and give you the service you need.
We also have trained computer technicians to answer any technical questions about your computer or internet service.
And we'll be there when you need us with fast and reliable service.
Trust MCTV to go the extra mile for your internet, TV, and phone service.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Great American Rivalry Series here between Massillon and McKinley as the band is out on the field right now. The coin toss was done earlier, and of course the honorary captains for tonight's game was representing the United States Marine Corps, Staff Sergeant Sandoval, Staff Sergeant Childress, and Sergeant Monteith. Now they will executed the coin toss, and McKinley has won the coin toss, and they will take the ball to start off the game. So that is what's going on right now. So we're waiting for the band, and coming up here we're going to do a pregame scholarship presentation. And the Great American Rivalry Series likes to take a moment to honor the top scholar athletes from each school. As part of the series, Toyota presenting each player with a college scholarship in recognition of their academic achievement and athletic excellence to highlight those athletes that work hard on and off the field. Toyota is proud to honor the senior player holding the highest academic standing from each team. Now from McKinley High School, it is going to be Andrew Rio. He's a four-year member of the football team, has started and lettered for 3 years. He's a Canton scholar. He's the president of the National Honor Society, and he is ranked 8th in his class with a 4.365 GPA. Andrew has been a football academic champion, first team Federal League, All-Star County, and second team All-District. He plans to attend college and study computer science. So presenting the Toyota Scholastic Award for Kane Toyota will be Kent Damas. And we want to say big congratulations to Andrew. Now, the other side is going to be from Massillon High School, and that is going to be Danny Robinson. Danny ranks 6th in his class while carrying a 3.953 GPA. He is a member of the National Society, a 3-year letterman, and a co-captain of the football team. Danny volunteers in the community with the youth football program. He also plans to attend college, but his college choice has yet to be decided. And again, Kent will present that to Danny. So again, big round of applause for both of these students. And Scott has come back to the warmth of the press box now from being outside. A little bit chill out there.
It was a long trek up the stairs, but it was worth the time. So
the big thing is the weather conditions out there. They had forecasted earlier, as of yesterday, they were still talking about a 50% chance of snow, maybe some rain. Temperatures only reaching into the 30s. Maybe Mother Nature gave us a little break here. We are at around 40 degrees, but still very chilly. As you can see, the cheerleaders are dressed in full attire, gloves and hats and scarves, and everybody that's packed into the stadium is bundled up pretty good.
When you're down on the field, the wind is whipping around really well. So yeah, we have caught a break in terms of the temperatures, I think, from what they were predicting. But the wind is doing nobody any favors right now, and that's a big part of why you see everybody bundled up. And it'll be interesting to see how that affects the proceedings here as we move on into the game.
Yeah, it's going to be different. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break here, and we're going to come back more from this Great American Rivalry Series here from Massillon, Ohio next.
You have to be crazy to go outside in this heat, like Harry. I saw him leaving this morning with that new water thing of his. It's like a snowmobile that floats. Doesn't he worry about being swept out to sea? Or sharks? You're gonna eat that thing all over yourself.
Some people want more out of life, and we insure the things that make more possible. Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com.
Welcome back, everybody. As we get set here, as they have formed the tunnel, and this is a bunch of former players and coaches and everything that do this tunnel, and the tunnel has been formed for the players to come out. The bands are out on both sides, and as you can see, we're getting ready to bring the Massillon. We're going to go down to the field. Rick's got some special guests with us. Rick, go ahead.
Hey, Chuck, can you hear me?
I got you. Go ahead, Rick. All right, he's having a little trouble hearing us down there on the field. Okay, go ahead, Rick.
Oh, I have the United States Marines that are going to be joining me here in a minute. I just wanted to check in, make sure that we're on the schedule to go next.
All right, he's going to be talking. He's going to be talking with one of the United States Marines guys here in just a few minutes. Starting lineups, and then we're going to go back to Rick. We're going to go to the Massillon starting lineup for today's game. Again, these starting lineups are brought to you by the United States Marines. Starting at quarterback will be the young sophomore Danny Clark. At running back, and over 1,000 yards this season will be J.D. Crabtree. At the wide receiver positions, Reggie Rogers, Dylan Henderson, and Chase Pietko. Blake Mason, the tight end, and, of course, the offensive line, Grimaldi, Border, Roberts, Bushman, and Williams. Those are your starting lineups brought to you by the United States Marines for Massillon, and now the defense for McKinley. Scott?
All right, for McKinley we have
Massillon defense.
Sorry, Massillon defense. Number 7, Reggie Rogers at cornerback. He is along with Tobias Evans, number 28. The other cornerback, free safety, is number 24, Mike Smith. Strong safety, number 30, John Henry Bronzak. our 3 linebackers, Danny Robinson, number 4, Javonte Mass, number 26, Malik Jackson, number 8.
We'll get to the McKinley here in just a bit. The starting lineups brought to you tonight by the Marines. And now the starting lineups, we're going to have the national anthem. We'll come back in just a couple of minutes. Stay tuned, folks. More from Massillon, Ohio.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Students, wanting to go to college?
Parents, wanting to send your high school student to college? Know how you're going to pay for it?
Give us 2 minutes and we'll tell you everything you need to know.
There's no need to worry about how you're going to pay for college anymore. We'll show you exactly how to find grants, scholarships, and if you need it, a loan with the best terms available.
SLFC is here to help.
The Student Loan Finance Corporation works closely with students, as well as their lenders and schools, to alleviate education loan headaches. SLFC specializes in helping students with and servicing alternative loans that feed hungry minds nationwide. SLFC has now introduced a new loan program through member banks of the ICBA, the Independent Community Bankers Association. The iHelp loan program enables students to fill their needs when financing their education. We ensure that anyone who wants to pursue post-secondary education has access to timely, adequate financing and experienced helpers.
Through the iHelp loan program.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Massillon, Ohio. We're going to go down on the field. Rick is down there with a special guest with the Marines. And Rick?
Thank you, Chuck. I'm down with Marine Sergeant Childress from the United States Marine Corps. You guys love this kind of weather, don't you?
Oh, you know what? If it ain't raining, we ain't training.
That's it. Well, you guys, you are with us now for your 10th year. Mm-hmm. You guys go to these games all over the country. Tell us why this works so well for the United States Marine Corps.
Well, it works well for the Marine Corps because it really brings a stronger bond with the community that we really try to foster. We're trying to put together not just a recruiting atmosphere, but an atmosphere that we can foster good sportsmanship, community, and teamwork with not just football teams, but all sports as well.
Right, and I believe you and I talked about this last year when you were at the game, that this is also a good way to match up with the ethos of the United States Marine Corps.
It's true. The ethos of the Marine Corps is honor, courage, and commitment, and we preach those with the team. We often talk with the sports athletic directors and coaches to talk with the teams about what we believe and what we want to preach. And the coaches just turn right around and back us up 100% on it, and it really brings home the sports.
I'm going to give the opportunity. I promise you. Give a shout out to whoever you'd like to. You're going out on the broadcast of the Great American Rivalry Series.
Well, I don't have anyone in particular, but I would always love to say, "Hurrah to all my Marines forward deployed," and Semper Fi.
This is United States Marine Corps Sergeant Childress here at the Great American Rivalry Series, Canton versus McKinley. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Rick. And right now, Scott's got the McKinley Bulldogs starting lineup for today.
All right, on offense, we have the Bulldogs. Starting starts with the quarterback, number 15, Lee Hurst. He's a 6-foot junior. Fullback, Doak Walker, number 44. Ohio State recruit and commit, Eric Glover Williams, number 7 at the tailback. Then we have our wide receiver, Bryce Short, number 11. Number 37, Andrew Shrake at tight end. The right tackle, Cameron Maddox, number 76. Number 66, Shondale Robinson, the right guard. Number 77, Andrew Rayo as at center. Number 65, Brandon Wilson at left guard. And Antonio Gillums, number 51, at left tackle. And finally, our last wideout, number 27, Sharon Jackson, the 5'11 senior.
All right. And now defense.
For the McKinley defense in this 4-3 front they show, defensive end, number 83, Martinez Rogers. Number 69, defensive tackle, Courtney Nix. Number 44, Doak Walker is the other defensive tackle. Defensive end, Antonio Gillums, number 51. Linebackers are number 20, Reggie Corner, number 25, Steve Robertson, and number 17, Nick Faulkner. He's a senior, Faulkner is, and a Kent State commit. Strong safety, Jaquan Young, number 49. Cornerback, here's that name again, number 7, Eric Glover Williams. Cornerback, number 8, Timian Olson. And free safety, number 11, Bryce Short, the 5'7" senior.
All right, thanks, Scott. The starting lineups brought to you by the United States Marines. Now, we talked a little bit down on the field, Scott, earlier in the pregame about these two teams, what they have to bring to the game today. One is going to be the biggest thing, and it's going to be defense, making sure neither offense gets going quickly, because I think if you score quickly, you really put the other team immediately in a bad position because, again, we talk weather. Now it's starting to rain a little bit. The wind is going to be a factor. So we're probably looking at a ground game.
Looking at the mental aspect of the game, you know, you saw that McKinley won the toss and took the ball. They're well aware, Coach Tom McDaniels, that if you get that first score, it puts immense pressure on your opponent. So it's really imperative that the defenses step up, rise up to the occasion, and make sure that they don't let the offenses get rocking and rolling too badly. I think what we're going to see from Massillon, I would be surprised if it's anything other than a steady diet of J.D. Crabtree in from that backfield running the ball. If they can go for get some good yards from him all day, it's going to make it very tough for McKinley.
Well, that's the keys to the game right there. Massillon, 34-7 winner last year, and we're going to take a Massillon keys to the game. Convert third downs, contain Eric Glover Williams, and limit the amount of big plays. The keys to the game brought to you by the University of Akron. Now the keys to the game for McKinley today are going to be get Eric Glover Williams going. That's what we talked about, get him running. Limit the run game for Massillon and continue the big plays on offense. And that's going to be big today because of the weather factor.
Eric Glover Williams is going to factor into this if McKinley is successful. He's going to have to break off a couple of long runs, and we're going to have to see just what he can do on the defensive side as well.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back more from Massillon, Ohio next.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
When I'm working, things can get so hectic, so sometimes I need to find an easy way to express what's most important to me. Like with my crew, I use shorthand to tell them what I need. And when I need to talk directly to my fans, but the most meaningful shorthand of all is the one I use when I'm about to drive. #X. It's an easy way to tell everyone that I'm about to drive, and I do it every time before I get behind the wheel. Use #X to pause the conversation before you drive, because no text is worth a life.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Whew, you have to be crazy to go outside in this heat, like Harry. I saw him leaving this morning with that new water thing of his. It's like a snowmobile that floats. Doesn't he worry about being swept out to sea? Or sharks? You're gonna eat that thing all over yourself.
Some people want more out of life, and we insure the things that make more possible. Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set for kickoff here. McKinley, who won the coin toss, will receive, and Massillon will do the kicking today. And boy, their kicker is one to reckon with. Massillon kicker has been able to boot quite a bit. That's Andrew David, who will start this one from the 40-yard line. And
we got Glover Williams and Timmy Olson back to catch the ball, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they're not going to get an opportunity to return. We'll see how this goes.
And here we go, Andrew David, who has been able to boot 54 out of 56 through the end of the end zone. We'll see if he puts McKinley starting on the 20. And they try an onside kick, and it's going to be recovered by Massillon. Right off the get-go, you don't see that coming at all.
Nope.
Nobody prepared for that one.
No, that's a gutsy call by Coach Jason Hall, trying to set the tempo. And right off the bat, took away McKinley's opportunity to get the offense going. So now this defense is going to have to come out. They're going to be a little bit overwhelmed by the moment because they were expecting at least getting a few downs of getting themselves ready to go to take on this Massillon offense. Great field position for the Washington Tigers. That goes without saying.
As you can see, Andrew David just kind of come up, kind of sidestep it, top the ball, as they say. It bounced to 12 yards. He recovers it. McKinley starts on defense instead of offense, and we'll find out what Danny Clark does here, quarterback, with the halfback to the left, now puts a man in motion. It'll be a handoff right up the middle. Breaking out to the 40 before he's finally wrapped up at the McKinley 38-yard line.
Looked like that was Eric Glover Williams on the tackle there amongst the scrum. Good start for Massillon. This is exactly how they scripted it. I can guarantee you that.
Well, Louis mentioned earlier, there's going to be a lot of ground game today, and especially for weather conditions. And right now, Danny Clark hands off, first running play through the tackle side, gets the extra, enough for the first down.
Well, how do you like Massillon right now? They come out, they shock everybody and recover an onside kick, and their first run from scrimmage is good for 10 yards. Not a bad spot, not a bad start for the
man in motion from the outside. Will break through the middle. He'll get a couple of yards before he's gang tackled there by McKinley. And that's Reggie Rogers, the wide receiver, who is usually Danny Clark's go-to guy.
And number 20, Reggie Corner.
Reggie Corner on the tackle for McKinley there. Right now, two plays, about 15 yards in offense for Massillon.
Massillon will go back up under center, but the refs will call this. Now, one thing we talked about was the weather and, of course, wet conditions and trying to dry a football with a towel and get them out there as quick as possible. It's not the NFL, so there's not like 60 footballs to use per game. But we'll see what conditions this is going to have on both sides of the ball. Right now, though, Massillon staying with that running game. Handoff again, swing to the left side. Oh, big hit there at the 35-yard line.
That was number 17, Nick Faulkner, making his presence known early. He's going to have to come up big, too, for this defense. It's going to have to be Glover Williams and Faulkner having outstanding days for the Bulldogs if they want to keep the Tigers at bay here.
Well, it brings up a 3rd down and 6 situation. The ball is on the 34-yard line. In case you missed the opening kickoff, Massillon surprised everybody with an onside kick and recovered, and they start here, first offensive possession. Man in motion, they fake one, play action, looking down the side, and overthrew his man. A little too much on that pass. He was going probably right around the 20-yard line, but unfortunately overthrew his wide receiver, and they'll bring up 4th down.
Ball sailed on him a little bit. It was a good play. There are a lot of black shirts in the area where he was throwing that ball and had his man right there heading towards the sidelines, but just a little too high.
And he had great time to throw that ball. Great job by his offensive line, keeping it an opportunity. And we'll see if they're going to attempt it, and they are. So from about the 41, so this would be about a 51-yarder through Andrew David to try to place between the posts. Good snap, kick is up, and it is no good. Looks like maybe just a little short.
Just a little short, yeah, you can see. I don't know if the camera's caught it, but Glover Williams kind of got a hand on it in the back of the end zone before it made its way all the way out. So this McKinley can breathe a sigh of relief right now because they dodged a big bullet.
You're right there. I mean, when you start with an onside kick, get possession, you run 2 plays, you pick up about 15. So a good third down stop. And then, of course, that overthrow brings up the 4th down. They try the field goal, and Andrew David misses from 51 yards.
Tough conditions to be kicking that long of a field goal in, but they have all the faith in the world in that young man. So you can expect if they have the opportunity, they'll do that again.
So we'll see we go now, and it'll be right to Glover. A little swing pass, a little too much on that one. Lee Hurst Jr., the sophomore quarterback for McKinley, zipping it out of there as Glover was trying to go around the outside.
This is, despite Hurst that he's a junior, this is his first Massillon-McKinley game, and that's a big thing to be dealing with, even as a junior.
And, of course, he's got ties to the other side because his dad was a quarterback and coach. He grew up in this program, so Lee Hurst Jr. facing probably a lot of friends and foes, so he'll go right up the middle off tackle for about maybe a gain of 4, give or take.
Yeah, it looks like back to Hurst. He actually did start his dad was a quarterback here, and he spent his freshman year here in the program, transferred elsewhere, and then landed at McKinley for his junior season. So a lot of emotion, I'm sure, coursing through his veins.
He's going to spread him 4 wide. He's got Glover Williams in the backfield. He's looking to the left, waits for his receiver to take the second move, made the move, but he got hit. And a big hit there by Massillon's corner.
Almost a little slow to develop. Hogsett was out there. It was looking like number 23, Isaiah Hogsett was out there. And just that ball seemed like it hung up there for a while, and the Massillon defender was able to get in there and not allow him to really make that catch very cleanly.
Made the hit. It'll bring up a 4th down situation. They'll have to punt away, and it'll be Chizinski back to receive. Kind of a weird kick. It's going to take a bad hop, and it'll be grabbed by McKinley at about the 47-yard line, so not a lot there, maybe about a 25-yard punt. And, boy, that's not looking good. And that was Hurst again, I believe. He's listed as the punter today, but they also use Isaiah Hunter. So the punt put out there about 27 yards maybe. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball will be on the 47-yard line of McKinley. And Massillon will get their second opportunity here on offense.
I expect to see Massillon come out and continue to run the ball.
So Clark, hands off, right up the middle as you predicted, Scott. They're going to continue to run. Not going to get too much there, maybe a couple of yards. Should be 2nd and about 8. And Crabtree is...
That was number 32, Joe Corner.
Oh, sorry.
On the tackle.
Again, another handoff, quick snap, and maybe gaining a couple of extra yards before he's finally knocked down at about the 43-yard line.
Well defended by two-way starter 44 Doak Walker. Got right up in there. There was nothing between him but the ball and the ball carrier except for Greenfield. He made the upfield tackle.
Oh, and a jump there, and he's not going to be able to get back. Slipping at the line there for McKinley was a defensive tackle, and unfortunately when he jumped, he got whistled because he fell and he couldn't get back up in time to move back to be able to prevent it. So that'll move the ball and pick up another 5 yards for Massillon. Now they're just a couple yards, maybe about a yard and a half shy. About 3rd and 1, ball's placed at the 38-yard line. From the shotgun, put a receiver in motion. Again, though, handoff right up the middle, dives over a couple of tacklers, but he got enough for the first down.
Looks like that was Faulkner, and again up in the middle of things. Number 7, Eric Glover Williams as well.
J.D. Crabtree with that leap there over the right tackle, and he's able to get to the distance he needed for the first down. So 1st and 10, ball placed on the 33. Handoff again right up the middle, picking up a couple of yards, still fighting for it. And J.D. Martinez going to be the workhorse. Now Martinez, of course, has about a little over 1,000 yards himself this year, Scott. So, again, a very good dose of him all day.
I would expect that, and because this Massillon offense has shown that it can score in many ways throughout the season. Where they've run into problems when that whole offense has kind of gone silent at once, and they haven't been able to rely on somebody.
Changing the play at the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 6, 7:36 left to play here in the first quarter. Hand off again, right tackle, and again, good hold there. He's going to get it all the way down to the 21. And another first down, and JD is continuing to pound the right side. And you can see the guard and the tackle move them guys. They pin him inside. They get the line to swing the right way.
Just purely well blocked by the Tiger offensive line there. And McKinley just keeps getting kind of dominated on that side of the ball right now.
They'll move a guy in motion to the right side, looking to throw, and he does. He's going deep for the end zone and just overthrew the outstretched hands of his wide receiver. And he was looking for Gunnar Reeves on that play.
He got separation from Glover Williams there. That ball's placed a little bit more cleanly. That's going to be 6 for Massillon.
Well, the grip on the ball is probably going to be a little slick. Again, these guys are used to playing in these conditions. It's not that Northern Ohio doesn't see its share of cold weather in the month of October or November.
Absolutely.
He's going to roll to the left now, screens out to the left side, got a man wide open on the corner, beats one tackle, then gets knocked out of bounds at about the 2-yard line.
Reggie Rogers with that reception. Well designed for what McKinley was showing here. They had nobody on him. Looks like Timmy and Olsen kind of lost a step there, lost track of.
Now they'll break into the right side. Quick snap again. Second time they've done that. JD's in the end zone, and the Tigers will score their first 6 on about a 2.5-yard run from the right side. Again, Scott. Twice now they've went to the line very quickly. No snap counts, just grab the ball and go. He breaks that tackle, gets through the secondary, and he's into the end zone for 6.
Absolutely. Massillon doing everything right with the exception of that not converting that 3rd down before their one field goal attempt that didn't go, but they've got it rolling right now.
Kick is up and good. It's 7-0 Tigers. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. You're listening to the Great American Rivalry Series.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
At number 8, Timmy.
Welcome back, everybody, as the Massillon Tigers go up first here, 6-0. Just under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. Massillon started with the game with an onside kick, but McKinley was able to hold. They would try the field goal of 51 yards. It was no good. McKinley got the ball, couldn't get anywhere. They had to punt, and Massillon takes the punt, and they go down in just a few plays and get the nice little pass, and then the great little run there by JD, and he's in the end zone. Tigers up 7-0 right now.
Well, I guess the question now is, do they kick it away?
You know, I would have to say that you boot this one because field advantage so far has favored Massillon. Of course, with an onside kick, it's going to, but then on the punt return, it wasn't a very good punt. They know their defense has played well. I say they boot it.
And they do just that.
And that one is almost a field goal.
Young Mr. David almost put it through the uprights that time. Great kick, and a reminder that great things happen every day on the University of Akron campus, like School of Nursing graduates consistently exceeding national average scores on licensure licensure exams. And UA offering the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university. Go to uakron.edu/visit UA to schedule a visit to the University of Akron.
So the Bulldogs will start off here 1st and 10 from their own 20. 7-0 right now. Tigers on top, and we'll see what the Bulldogs counter with. They've been using the run, and they hold on. They'll roll right. He's being chased in the backfield and just about got wrapped up. Got the pass off to the outside and brought down at about the 28-yard line. He was able to hit Bryce Short. Boy, living on the edge there. Lee Hurst Jr., who held on to that ball, and he thought they were going to go Glover Williams, but he did not, and he holds on, rolls right. He just about got taken out of that play about 10 yards deep.
All the credit in the world for Hurst Jr., who had 2 Massillon defenders right in his face throughout that entirety of the play, and to get anything out of that play, let alone about an 8-yard gain. Fantastic job. He's got to feel good about that.
2nd and 2 now, ball placed at the 28. This time they'll hand off to the big man, Glover Williams. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see if they give him anything. It doesn't look like they're going to. Actually, looks like they're going to mark him back about a yard. And ball's placed in between the 27 and 28. So
just number 48, Dakota Dunwoody, the defensive lineman, junior defensive line from Massillon, just comes through unblocked and blows that play up almost immediately.
3rd down and 2 situation. 5:35 left to play here. Hand off, there was flags flying, and before they got it going, I'm going to guess somebody moved early as Glover Williams was headed for the sideline here on the Massillon side. And it will be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be marked off against the Bulldogs.
We've got a long way to play here, but it's these kind of mistakes that will kill an offense, especially a team that's kind of trying to maybe pull off what would be a little bit of an upset here. And McKinley's got to limit those kind of mental errors throughout the rest of this game, or it's going to be a long afternoon.
So they back him up 3rd and 7 now. Ball on the 23 with 5 minutes to go in the first. Hand off to the right side and immediately swarmed under. Massillon read that. Boy, defensive line, defensive end coming in, and they came in hard, Scott, and took him down quickly.
Not a whole lot for Glover Williams to do on that one. It'll be interesting to see, because it seems like the runs through the teeth of this defensive line aren't going to get done. Glover Williams has to have his touches, so whether they attempt to get him in space a little bit more the next time we see the McKinley offense come out, that'll be interesting to see.
It was a great job there by the defensive end and the defensive tackle to swim move their guy, get right in and grab him before he could even get started. So Tigers doing what they need to do on defense. Boy, that was partially blocked on that punt. It's going to hit at the 40 and get a McKinley roll. And it'll be touchdown here at about the 44-yard line.
Huge McKinley roll on that one.
And that punt just about got knocked down there. And for Massillon, that was Danny Robinson in there, got a hand on that. And as you can see on that instant replay, he just about got a piece. Even the punter thought it was blocked. He actually turned around to look towards the end zone to see if it did get blocked. So tough one there for McKinley. And doing the punting was Isaiah Hunter that time. So Massillon will take over their 3rd offensive series from their own 44-yard line.
Number 74, Tristan Roberts.
Dropping back, looking to throw over the top. Just a little
He's got blockers.
Out front to the 50 and breaks the 50 and gets across down into McKinley territory. And that's Crabtree again with that little second look. And it looked like maybe Clark was looking to go long on that play. Of course, he's only hit Reggie Rogers once, but he had him split out wide to the left. And he looked there first, and he was covered. Handoff goes to the right side, and a couple of yards there for J.D. And again, J.D. being the guy working the running ground game here right now. So Crabtree, the senior. And again, Massillon looking to win this game, and then they're into the playoffs. And as we said earlier, McKinley looking to be the spoiler and to change things around. Most of the guys on the field have not had a win against Massillon in their 4 years at the high school. Crabtree will go from a pitch to the left side, breaks one tackle. Nice move there, and then a flag comes in late. Got a lot of laundry on the field now at around the 45-yard line. Flags are thrown, and I'm going to guess maybe a hold against Massillon. So we get the hold there, and they'll back him back up to the 44-yard line, and it'll be a long ways to go now. They'll replay the first down. It'll be 1st and 20, and the ball goes back to the 44-yard line. Rogers will go far side, and Henderson will come here to the near side in a 2 wide receiver set. They'll hand off to Crabtree. He'll get about to the 46-yard line or 47-yard line before he's brought down. So he'll pick up about 3 or 4, and it'll be a long second down. You know, Scott, they've done some quick counts now this series of downs, though they have not done the quick count, and the 2 times they did it, it worked well for them.
That's going to be probably it's something they're going to keep in their back pocket in situations like this, as we see Danny Clark isn't able to connect with Montrell Stevens on that pass. It's the quick count's probably going to want to be something they're not going to want to overdo because they're going to want the element of surprise for it so that it works well. I don't know that, 3rd and 15 or 2nd and 15 is probably going to behoove you to do that and get much of a result out of it unless you're going to throw long. And on a day like this, I don't know that you're going to throw long a whole lot.
Watched him in warm-ups. He was having a little trouble connecting long. He's dropping back on a long 3rd down. He is going deep, over the top, over the shoulder throw, and he just overthrew him, maybe by the fingertips.
He's just a click off. Each one of those passes, you think, here comes a big one, and if they're just a hair off, and if either one of these quarterbacks start to make those throws happen, watch out.
And that was about a 35, 40-yard bomb there for him, and like we said, he's just off, so they will have to punt. Back to punt, and a nice one deep. Backing up is Glover Williams calling for the fair catch. It bounces at the 1. It'll go into the end zone.
Well done by Glover Williams. So many times you see at the high school level, you'll either see that ball die inside the 5-yard line because players aren't able to get a good look at where the ball's going, but in this case, Doug Glover Williams does a good job, goes in the end zone, they'll get it on the 20-yard line.
Fans, tonight's contest between Massillon and McKinley has been designated as a featured game in the nationwide 2014 Great American Rivalry Series. And we wish to thank the United States Marines and iHigh Sports for selecting this game as part of the exciting series. Sure to stick around at the end for the Most Valuable Player Award and Championship Trophy, which will be presented immediately following the conclusion of tonight's game. Bulldogs with the ball, fake the handoff to go the other way, reverse to the right side. He's got some room out on the edge, but he's finally brought down. A lot of running there for only a couple of yards. And Sharon Jackson, the wide receiver who came off of the left side, comes around and gets the handoff on the sweep. But the Tigers able to stop it, and they don't even give him a yard.
No, he kind of went a mile to the east and nothing to the north and south. Speaking of which, Massillon Cable Television goes the extra smile for its customers, adding high-touch customer service to the high-tech telecommunications. Since 1965, MCTV has been serving their neighbors with a full complement of products, including high-speed internet, digital TV phones, and security systems. More than 47,000 homes and businesses in Stark, Wayne, Summit, Holmes, and Tuscarawas rely on MCTV for their telecommunication needs. At MCTV, we go the extra smile for you. To learn more, visit mctvohio.com or call 330-833-4134.
Well, they're prepared for Glover Williams, who comes through the middle there and gets to about maybe the 20. Well, looks like they just passed the 25, so it'll be 3rd and 4 ball at the 26-yard line.
I don't know that we've seen a Bulldog first down yet, and
they're going to race to the left side. Glover Williams trying to break some tackles.
He's right there.
He may have the first down there with that run all the way to the 30-yard line is where they're marking it, and they're going to say Bulldog first down. That's their first down in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Usually not a good sign if you're time's about to run out on the first quarter, and you're just getting your first down. But they only find themselves down a score, so.
So we've got 1:42 left to go here in the first quarter. It's a 7-0 ball game. Tigers on top, and the Bulldogs get their first down of the day. Handoff again. Glover Williams changes direction. He's got a little room, and they'll get across the 40. So another nice 10-yard run for Glover Williams. And boy, what a move. He saw the opening after he went to the right side. He saw it back to the left. He follows his left tackle, gets the opening, and goes 10 yards.
Give the official a little bit of an assist on that one as Glover Williams comes near to taking him out, but you can start to see the shiftiness and the explosiveness of Eric Glover Williams on that play, and you see what Urban Meyer likes about him, about his recruit who's going to be coming down to Columbus very soon.
Yeah, it's a huge yes in my book, being an Ohio State Buckeye fan. We'll set it up again, 4 wide, single back is Williams. They'll hand off. He tries to spin move, but he got hit and upended immediately there. I think he's going to lose a yard or two. And Dakota Dunley with a great job there of reading that one well, and Williams couldn't get out of there coming off that defensive end position.
Dakota's making his presence felt. That's at least, by my count, the second play he's blown up all in his own. And just playing an excellent game so far. That Massillon defensive line altogether is playing very well.
2nd and 12, 41 seconds to go. A little swing pass out of the backfield to the 40. Gets to the 45, and he's finally wrapped up there at about the 49-yard line.
Great job by Bryce Short to make something out of that play, and then he had a nice block. I think it was Shaquille Perry who sustained his block and made that play possible. So now that gets McKinley to 3rd and short.
Yeah, they're about a yard short, maybe a little more than a yard. See if we get this play off or not. Looks like we're going to run to the end of the first quarter. At the end of 1 right now, Tigers 7, Bulldogs 0. You're listening to this Great American Rivalry Series brought to you today by the United States Marines. We'll come back. Stay right there.
You have to be crazy to go outside in this heat, like Harry. I saw him leaving this morning with that new water thing of his. It's like a snowmobile that floats. Doesn't he worry about being swept out to sea? Or sharks? You're gonna eat that thing all over yourself.
Some people want more out of life, and we insure the things that make more possible. Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back, folks, as we are here for the Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines. Massillon and McKinley right now with a 7-0 lead for the Tigers, and probably a very dominant first quarter for the Tigers. McKinley just started to get the ball rolling, but it was 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and they did survive that really unusual start of this game, an onside kick.
Well, McKinley can look back and be pretty happy with themselves and the fact that, again, at this point, they only find themselves down by 1 score because everything seemed to go Massillon's way in terms of penalties. A little trickery that Massillon was trying worked out well. The only thing Massillon should probably feel bad about is that they don't have more of an advantage right now, especially when you consider some of the long passes that they had some wide open receivers for that were missed.
Celebrating a blood drive out there, Q92 out there doing a blood drive announcement. Right now we do have some stats here from the first quarter. First downs, 2 for McKinley, just 5 for Massillon. Rushing yards, 8 of 23 for McKinley, 12 of 46 for Massillon. Passing yards, just 19 for the Bulldogs, 24 for the Tigers. Total offensive plays, 12 for the Bulldogs for just 42 yards, and most of that coming here towards the end of the first quarter. Massillon, though, racking up 18 plays for 70 yards. And the missed field goal by Massillon after that onside kick. Crabtree's done most of the work for the Tigers with 33 yards on the ground. And Danny Robinson with a nice 10-yarder. Glover Williams on the other side. He's gained 25 yards, lost a 3-yarder there. He's at 22. Hurst 2 for 4, and Danny Clark is 2 for 6 as we get set here to go to the second quarter right now for the Tigers. They're still on defense. The ball is placed right around the 50-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs. But now they'll have the wind at their back. I don't know if that's going to change anything or not, as they're going to go with a 2-set backfield.
Looks like they've got Glover lined up at the quarterback position right now.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't see him come out. But he went out as a wideout, as Hurst. He's out here on the near side. So Glover Williams at the quarterback, who was the quarterback the last 3 years. He'll keep it himself. He'll go right through, get the first down easily following that big offensive line and get down into Tiger territory. So you have the ability to take Hurst, move him out to a wideout position, take Glover Williams, who was a previous quarterback, put him back there, snap to him, and he immediately goes in. I mean, there's not really too many ways you can even defend that play. You know he's going to get at least the 1 yard.
No, that's okay. Kind of was a little bit of a wildcat look, although that over the previous 2 seasons, that's pretty much was a bread and butter of McKinley's offense. And looks like Hurst is back in. And
yeah, they'll go Hurst in the shotgun, Williams on his right. Fakes the handoff, now rolls back, being chased. He's got a little room, he's going to have to tuck it. He'll spin at the 45 and try to get out at around the 41. So Hurst, but there is going to be a hold called, and trying to get in there quickly for the Tigers was Danny Robinson, the senior, who was in the backfield giving chase, and the flag came out. So that good run to get him across midfield for the first time today now ends up hurting them, as they'll go back to about the 39-yard line is where they'll start. 11:24 left to go here in the half.
Dunwoody unblocked again on that play. McKinley's going to have to come up with a solution for him, because it's not going to get better, because he is having a great game. And this is just a reminder that you're watching one of America's greatest rivalries seen around the world on GreatAmericanRivalry.com. Today, we're very happy to be joined by the audience of Cleveland's News Channel 5, watching on NewsNet5.com. We're glad to join you here in Ohio for one of high school football's truly classic rivalries.
Having to slide in about 5 yards and go ahead there. Gets out to the 41 as he got in trouble. Hurst was being chased, and he had to tuck, and he just couldn't get anywhere with it. Slides and gets tackled there. But he does get across to the 41-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and a long 24. They got hurt on that last play. A big penalty there that cost him in the backfield. So he'll swing 2 wide to the right and 1 to the left. He'll put he'll put his back off his left hip. He's going long. He's got a man wide open at the 20, and a sliding catch is made. And what a beautiful throw there to Sharon Jackson, the wide receiver.
Sharon Jackson has been Lee Hurst's dependable receiver on big plays. Whenever we've seen a big play out of Lee Hurst, a lot of times, most of the time, it's going to Sharon Jackson, and they make that connection once more. So McKinley here, after a very tenuous start to this game, they're in business inside the 20-yard line.
Well, the nice thing about that is you saw on the replay that he put that ball up in the air, and Jackson had to go and get it, but he knew where he was supposed to be, and he slid underneath. The defensive back just about got a hand on it, but it went right over the top. Big play there, gets him down inside the red zone. Hands off, they'll go left side, and Williams will get in to about maybe the 10-yard line.
You can just see that hole for Williams develop, and he accelerates right through it, right there. Good blocking. Nice job by number 30 for Massillon, Maurice Norwood, to get that tackle. Glover Williams not easy to bring down in the open field.
2nd and 2. They can still get a first down inside of the 5-yard line area as they'll turn around and look for the play. Turns back. He's got Glover Williams. He'll hand off. Glover sidesteps, dives back in, across down to about the 3. So it'll be now a 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
So now you're Massillon, and you're getting a little nervous right now because the worst thing that could happen for you is for McKinley to open up big holes for Glover to go through. And that's what's happening right now. And a steady diet of him, if he keeps having this success, is going to make it tough on this Massillon defense. We'll see whether they can punch it in right now.
1st and 3.
Glover Williams back in at quarterback.
Takes it himself, rolls left, got hit at the ankles, but not enough. He'll jump over and he'll score. And they will make this a 1-point game pending the kick right here from the Bulldogs. So they finally get their first down, and after that, it just starts to roll for them.
It's amazing how this game is so momentum-based, isn't it?
Well, we talked about field position, and they held on to it, and they continue to do it. But again, a big, huge play to Sharon Jackson on a beautiful throw from Lee Hurst Jr. So now they'll try the extra point to tie this one up. We've got 9 minutes and 6 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Snap is good. Kick is up and through the uprights.
That's 98.
And we're tied up.
Tyler Biss, senior kicker.
7-7. We'll come back. More coming up next. This is Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines.
Here at MCTV, everyone is dedicated to going the extra mile to earn your business.
Our call center is right here where you live, ready to take your calls and give you the service you need.
We also have trained computer technicians to answer any technical questions about your computer or internet service.
And we'll be there when you need us with fast and reliable service.
Trust MCTV to go the extra mile for your internet, TV, and phone service.
When I'm working, things can get so hectic, so sometimes I need to find an easy way to express what's most important to me. Like with my crew, I use shorthand to tell them what I need. And when I need to talk directly to my fans, but the most meaningful shorthand of all is the one I use when I'm about to drive. #X. It's an easy way to tell everyone that I'm about to drive, and I do it every time before I get behind the wheel. Use #X to pause the conversation before you drive, because no text is worth a life.
But when it comes time to put the helmets on Friday nights, we hate each other for about 48 minutes.
These things right here, they don't give them away. They don't give them away. We thank you for what you're doing for our country.
One thing remains unchanged: the traditions as the greatest American rivalries.
Welcome back, folks. 7-7 is our ball game here in Massillon, and the Bulldogs getting set to kick to the Tigers. The Bulldogs take it down after they get their first down with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. They get it to midfield. They get a big penalty. Then they get a big, huge pass play to Sharon Jackson. Then they get the Williams run and the touchdown, and it's tied up at 7 apiece. 9 minutes to go here yet in the first half. The boot a little short. It's going to be grabbed there at about the 15. Spins off a one tackle and he goes backwards. That's not the way you want to go, east to west. And he's going to get chased out of bounds on the near side. 22-yard line, it looks like. And the run there by
Reggie Rogers.
Reggie Rogers, he started off one way and he had a little bit of a lane and it sealed up quickly. And then he took off and went all the way the other way. So you basically run almost 40 yards to the other side to pick up one.
Yeah.
So
great things happen every day at the on the University of Akron campus, like the College of Education, holding accreditations from 6 higher education groups. And UA offering the only bachelor degree in emergency management and homeland security in Ohio. Go to uakron.edu/visit UA to schedule a visit to the University of Akron.
Handoff going right side through the tackle to about the 26-27 and wrapped up there, and another nice run there for the Tigers as they pick up a few yards, about half of it. 2nd down and 5, and they'll go to that quick offense again, snapping and going. And I don't know if McKinley was really ready right yet for that snap, but we had talked about it earlier, that quick count, and there it works for you for a 1st down. Or no, they're going to be a short couple of yards.
Short.
Okay, they got to get to the 33.
I think they're getting McKinley might be getting a little bit more used to it now, and they do it again.
Crabtree to the right side, and he'll be knocked down. Ball comes out, but the ref says no. He's signaling the ball is down. Glover Williams had that, and he was gone immediately. I've never seen anybody do 30 yards that quick. But Glover Williams was almost in the end zone before the ref got the whistle to his mouth. That was amazing, but a very lucky play for the Tigers. They did move the chains. He did get the 1st down, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. But as you can see, Glover Williams was just about in the end zone before they whistled it dead.
Boy, all he saw was daylight on that one.
Fake the handoff, looking again to the left side, going deep down the sideline. Ball a little short, coming back and making the catch, though. What a beautiful play. Then the ball is out. The ball is out at the 20. Picked up again by a Tiger going down, and that one gets fumbled, and that might got fumbled out of bounds. But the 2 fumbles are going to take that ball an additional 20 yards. First, you got to give it up to the receiver, and that was Reggie Rogers, who's his main man. He comes back for this ball. As you can see it on the replay here, folks. He comes back for the ball because it's short. And then he got hit right here at about the 30, or about the 27-yard line. The ball comes out, then it's picked up again. And then it's popped out of there, and it falls through as they dive into the end zone. Did they get in or not? Again, another quick snap. And doesn't look like they got in yet. So what a great play by the Tigers, who get the big pass play and then the benefit of 2 really nice fumbles. And luckily, they went forward instead of backwards. And a timeout, I believe, is going to be called by the Bulldogs there. All right, so we'll take a quick break and we'll come back. Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back. Interesting here, 7-7. Tigers trying to answer back after the Bulldog touchdown. They're down on the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st down. They'll put a man in motion from the right side. They'll hand off right through the middle. J.D. is into the end zone. And J.D. with his 2nd touchdown of the day. J.D. Crabtree put the Tigers back up by a score of 13-7. 7:39 left to play here. Tonight's contest between Massillon and McKinley being featured as one of Great American Rivalry Series games broadcast on the internet at greatamericanrivalry.com and across the nation and around the world as part of the Rivalry Series broadcast network presented by the United States Marines. And we've got the extra point pending here to see if we can tie it up. And we'd like to give a special welcome to all the servicemen and women around the world who are listening to today's broadcast. Kick is up, and it's good. And the Tigers go back out on top, 14-7, 7:39 left to go. We'll take another quick break, and we'll come back. You're listening to the Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines.
You have to be crazy to go outside in this heat, like Harry. I saw him leaving this morning with that new water thing of his. It's like a snowmobile that floats. Doesn't he worry about being swept out to sea? Or sharks? You're gonna eat that thing all over yourself.
Some people want more out of life, and we insure the things that make more possible. Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back, folks. What a contest here between the Bulldogs and the Tigers. The Tigers answer that Bulldog touchdown 14-7. Again, another big pass play helping out, as well as the luckiest fumble with an S
yes.
I've ever seen.
Well, despite those helmets Massillon's wearing today, it's not a beauty contest. So those fumbles, as long as they don't lose them, positive yardage is positive yardage.
So they'll set it up to get going here. And we'll get to the kickoff here. And the Tigers, I'm sure, will boot this away, and he does. Long kick into the end zone, and they will put it at the 20-yard line. Thought at first he was going to take it out, but I know rules in certain states are different, but in high school football in Wyoming and some of the other places, once it hits the end zone, if you catch it, can't bring it out.
Same as Ohio.
Okay. So you go to different places, different faces, and sometimes the rules will change. So the Bulldogs will start on their own 20. We figured this much. Andrew David would probably pretty much put them starting at their own 20 every time. 54 out of 56 now make it 2 more, so he's 56 out of 58 in the touchback area alone. And then, of course, the only thing that really kind of surprised us is maybe that missed field goal at the beginning of that 51-yarder. But that was early in the game.
And a tough kick, too.
Yes, it was. Tough one in this weather. Looking back, looking for a receiver, can't find anyone, being chased, makes a stiff arm move, and is able to get his receiver right here at about the 33-yard line.
Nope.
Again,
they're calling it, saying he was out of bounds.
Okay. Sharon Jackson on the receiving end of that pass. And boy, I'll tell you what, Lee Hurst, he's had to dance a few moves back there in the backfield to get out of that tackle.
He has. Kind of letting that ball out there. There's Jackson. Oh, foot was just on the line on that one.
Rajon Anthony doing all the work for the Tiger defense and chasing him around. And you're right there on the line, just missed it. So it'll bring up a second down.
Jackson needs to be a little bit more aware of his feet on that one, because that Hurst did so much work on that one. He kind of deserved the completion there.
So he splits his backfield, fakes the handoff, but whistles blow before they start. Again, we're going to get a timeout was called? Yeah, a timeout was called. All right, a timeout was called, so we're going to stay right here. And again, interesting, 14-7 lead right now for the Tigers. 2nd and 10, ball's on the 20. 7:27 to go. And again, we want to make sure that everybody sticks around tonight after the game and watches, because we're going to do most valuable player and we're going to do the presentation of the trophy. And this was a big, huge week for this Massillon crew and their student body and everybody. And they've got people coming back, over 100 former alumni, coaches, players, managers. I mean, it was huge. They had them down there for the tunnel to come out onto the field tonight. They had big parties going on throughout the town. And I'm sure that McKinley, probably doing the same thing.
Very similar to the same. Usually McKinley has community parades, pep rallies, all kinds of, service organizations having dinners. Massillon McKinley Week in Stark County is a very big deal in both towns.
So we get ready, 2nd and 10 from the 20, 7:27 left to go. Glover Williams off of his left side of Hurst. And the referee finally gives the signal to go. Fakes the handoff to Williams, gets double teamed, gets chased out, rolls to his left, gets rid of the ball. Coming back is the receiver, but he will be unable to make that catch there at about the 42-yard line as he was trying to hit Chance Young. And a nice move here, but he did not expect that blitz from the outside.
No,
and he got
didn't.
chased out of there.
And he got chased out, but boy, I'm just really impressed with how, when that pocket breaks down, how he's handling himself and giving his receivers a chance to make plays.
Malik Jackson coming off the end there, and he come untouched. And you're right, and Hurst had to roll out of there immediately. Ball at the 20-yard line. We've got a third down situation with 10, 7:20 to go here in the first half in a 14-7 game.
Boy, it sure felt like that first quarter flew by, and now this one seems to be, the pacing is a little bit different.
They're blitzing again off the left side. Glover Williams will get it. He'll spin move. He's not going to get anywhere, though. He's going to pick up maybe a yard or two before he's brought down again right there at the 22-yard line. It'll bring up a fourth down. And here's what we talked about earlier, field position. Right now, Tigers probably going to have pretty good field position. Again, for the Bulldogs.
The disparity in special teams will make themselves evident in a situation like this. Andrew David, just the kicking specialist for Massillon. McKinley not as strong in the kicking game, and we'll see where this one lands.
So it is Isaiah Hunter, who had a pretty decent punt the last time. We'll see what he does here. Gets it off just barely. It'll be caught at the 43
Good
on
punt.
the run, and he dropped it, and he'll have to dive back on it, back at the 46-yard line. And, boy, that was almost a big play for the Bulldogs the other way. The punt running up, trying to make that catch there for the I believe Jacob Zentikovic, I believe, was the one who tried to make that catch. And when he grabbed it and started to run, either that or he was the lead blocker back there. And that doesn't sound right because I can't see him being back there.
Yeah.
So I may have missed that number for the Tigers on returning that punt, but that was almost a bad situation, and McKinley almost benefited. And a pretty decent punt there of about 50 yards.
Yeah, nicely. That's exactly what what you would hope for, what you'd expect in this situation. So McKinley, not bad.
And a little swing on from the outside. The wide receiver coming around to get that little handoff. It'll go out to about the 47-yard line.
That was Michael White.
Michael White for the Tigers, coming from a outside wide receiver position, taking a handoff inside, trying to go across left tackle.
Looks like the rain is really starting to come down again out there.
Second down and 8, and we'll probably see more of a ground game as the rain continues. Again, they'll hand off right side. Cuts back, doesn't make it. He's in trouble. He's going to be ripped down at the 21-yard line.
Nothing but white shirts in front of Reggie Rogers on that one.
They keep trying to do this wide receiver running play, bringing these guys from one side to the other and trying to sweep. And, boy, the Bulldogs have sniffed it out pretty much all afternoon long so far. I don't think they've gotten away with anything this way. The Tigers have not been able to run outside on this Bulldog defense.
On a play like that, your blockers have to maintain their position. And if that defensive lineman is able to turn you around a little bit, the play is not going to go anywhere. It's just as simple as that.
Flags fly on a blow it dead on a 3rd and 14. And the Tigers now in a little bit of trouble because they're going to get backed up even more. They're already at 3rd and 14. We're going to back them up. Looks like 5 more yards. I think somebody jumped the gun early there. So now Reggie Rogers over here getting a play, it looks like, from the inside, and they're trying to get it over there, or either that, maybe they were just talking to him about where he should have been. He may have been the one that was whistled off sides. He may have left his position early. Low snap handled, but caught in the backfield immediately, and all white jerseys all over the top. And another couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, another sack for the Bulldogs.
Danny Robinson, and everything went right for the McKinley defense on this series. Starting with the punt, they had a solid punt. So Massillon knows they've got a little bit more work ahead of them, and here you go.
So now they'll move him back, and they'll have to punt from about their own 21-yard line. Low snap picked up. There's the punt. He got it off. It wasn't a great one, but it's going to take a nice bounce. Bounce and trying to grab and go, and boy, Glover Williams almost makes the same mistake for the Bulldogs as he tried to pick that one up off the turf. A flag came out as that ball came down, though, so I'm not going to guess here. I thought at first maybe he had signaled for a fair catch, and they were saying he couldn't move it. But there's a block in the back, and it's going to go against the Bulldogs. So the block in the back will move him back about 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
From about the 18-yard line there.
Didn't really see the block because Glover Williams tried to get that ball bounced off the turf, and when he grabbed it, he lost it. He jumped back down on it, and then all of a sudden it was like they whistled. And as you point out there, as you can see on the screen, boy, that looks like snow to me. Blowing around down there pretty good. Handoff, Glover Williams, left side. He'll get out of bounds at about the 28-yard line.
Well, they'll take that all day. Glover Williams over to that left side for us, almost 5 yards.
Oh, I'm sorry, 23-yard line is where they moved. So, yeah, about half of it. So 2nd and 5. 4:23 left to play here. 14-7 Tigers on top. They'll go into halftime trying to dry off and get a little warm, and the fans, I don't know if they'll run to the tents or what. Roll out to his right. Nice play action. Goes to the right side. Got his man open at the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Nice pickup for Bryce Short, the wide receiver.
And Hurst is doing a good job of keeping this Massillon defense on their toes now, and the play calling for McKinley doing a good job because now you're getting these receivers involved. Bryce Short, Sharon Jackson, everybody is contributing right now. And then, of course, you've got your go-to guy in Glover Williams. And as long as they can keep that spread out and keep Massillon guessing, they're going to have a chance to be successful.
He'll put them 2 to the wide side. Now shift 1 on a motion to the right. Still looking to throw, but hands off. Nice play there. He actually had the defense fooled and the cameraman as well as he went right up the middle. 37-yard line is where Glover Williams will get to. He's about halfway to a first down again, and they've got about 3:40 to go. And nice move there by Hurst.
Very good move.
You see these younger quarterbacks, again, Hurst, a junior, and, of course, his first game as a starter against Massillon, so a big game for him today. I'm sure he was pretty pumped up. Doing a pretty nice job right now for the Bulldogs. Fake to, and he got smothered. His line did not hold anybody. They went what they call the inside-outside move. You first go towards the middle, you can't get it, and you swing around to the outside, you come right back in. 2 guys came in, and if you look at it, Glover Williams, who's standing right there, doesn't see anybody to block. And the offensive tackle lost his man.
Williams got out in front of the line there, and so he didn't have anybody to block, and they just collapsed, and McKinley's line wasn't able to keep Hurst out of harm's way.
They'll back him up now until about 11-yard distance is needed. There's a little swing pass outside 35. He got Short again. He'll get across to about the 36, 37-yard line, but they're going to be about 7 yards shy. 2:33 to go here.
Massillon's going to take a timeout. I think they like their chances of getting another score on.
So a timeout being taken. 14-7 right now. Tigers on top. We'll take a quick timeout as well. The Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Here at MCTV, everyone is dedicated to going the extra mile to earn your business.
Our call center is right here where you live, ready to take your calls and give you the service you need.
We also have trained computer technicians to answer any technical questions about your computer or internet service.
And we'll be there when you need us with fast and reliable service.
Trust MCTV to go the extra mile for your internet, TV, and phone service.
6 for the Bulldogs on their 37-yard line in punt formation. We'll see if they go for it. Good snap, punt is up, and a line drive, almost blocked. Grabbed on the run again and bouncing off the knee and going out of bounds at the 34. So again, a second time. Boy, they've really been having trouble with these end-over-end punts today, Scott.
That was that Dunwoody who was in on that again? Just out, yep, I think it was, number 48. We bounce, then the ball bounces around a little bit. Well, the ball's slick. We know that.
Yeah, it's going to be. And we saw a little bit of that rain-snow mixture floating around down there and blowing around. So with 2:27, the Tigers have the ball. And I'm guessing at this point, you probably want to run the clock out, go in at halftime with a 14-7 lead. But maybe if you get the open shot, take one downfield. We'll see what they do.
Well, you've also got your kicker, Andrew David, who can make it from just about anywhere on the field. So they wouldn't mind going in with a 10-point lead either.
Nice little completion there to start it off for just about maybe 7 yards. Ball moved up to the 39-yard line. 2nd down and 3 now for the Tigers. Handoff. Crabtree breaking a tackle and then breaks another. Oh, boy, and then he got hit by Glover Williams, and it was say goodnight.
Yes.
41-yard line. He got popped pretty good. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1 as they try to hurry. No, they're going to say it was a first down, so they're going to give him the first down at the 43. I thought he was a little shy of that where Williams hit him. Pitch back. Crabtree again, left side, and he's not going to get much. May have even lost a yard.
Well defensed by the senior two-way starter, Doak Walker, on that. He had that sniffed out and was heading after Crabtree from the snap go.
So they're going to give him about a yard loss there. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. Ball is placed right there on the 42. We got under a minute and a half to go here. And as you mentioned, can the Tigers pick up about another 20, 25 yards to give their kicker, Andrew David, an opportunity? Long snap. It's good. Dropping back, being chased. Grab, breaks out of another one. Now he's got a little bit of a blocker out in front of him. He pushes him into a guy. He's going down the sideline. He's going to get nailed at about the 38-yard line. A really nice run there by Danny Clark. But give credit to the outside receiver who he literally shoved into the defensive back to get that extra space.
Well, and this is where, if you look at this replay, here we go, 32. Joe Corner almost had him tackled, and behind the line of scrimmage, slips out of it, and then Danny's very athletic, makes a big play out of it.
Goes again, Crabtree to the left side inside the 30-yard line. It was Sharon Jackson, the wide receiver, who gave him that block. Basically, Lee just shoved him into the cornerback coming up on him. Otherwise, he was going to get hit. So they're inside now that 30-yard line, so they're definitely in field goal territory. They've got 44 seconds and counting on the clock. 2nd and 6 for the Tigers. Clark fakes the handoff, looking for the end zone. Kind of an alley-oop. He's got his man. Oh, and he overthrew him again.
Oh.
Just too much, and he was wide open. There was nobody covering Danny Robinson.
I don't know if Faulkner kind of came up lane because he almost quit on that play. I mean, looks like he quit because he wasn't keeping up. If you look in this replay, there he is. He's right in front of him. Yeah, he might have tweaked an ankle or something a little bit there. So, gosh, wide open for Massillon. They're not going to get many more of that beautiful in front of them, I wouldn't think.
Looks like we're going to get a timeout with 32 seconds to go here. We're going to stay here, and as you looked at that last play, again, like you said, it looked like he twisted or maybe a hamstring, and he didn't continue to go because at that point it was 4, then 5, then 6 yards ahead of the defender.
And despite, I'm sure he's still on the field, so he might have just cramped or he might have just fell on it wrong. So hopefully there's nothing wrong with Faulkner, but they'll take that just as much as they possibly. Massillon will take a Faulkner. Against one of their speed guys, they'll take that matchup. So
yeah, big guy against the speed guy.
They got exactly what they wanted, just weren't able to connect.
Well, we'll find out here. We got 32 seconds left. Tigers up by 1 touchdown, and trying to make sure they either can get 6 more. They'd like to get that before they have to go to the opportunity for a field goal. They're on the inside hash mark on the Massillon side right now for Danny Clark. So they got 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Looks across the middle, got his man right there at about the 23, 24-yard line. He'll pick up another couple of yards. And making that catch for the Tigers is Montrell Stevens, a junior. And they'll go quick huddle here.
Another first down for Massillon. Here we go.
Low snap, picked up, handled. Plenty of, he fires to the end zone. He's just too much. That time he had the distance, but he threw it out of bounds. And somebody's yelling, he's wide open, and he was, but he just overthrew him. He tried to toe tap the left toe, but he didn't get it in. 17 seconds left to go, second down. So you got time. You could probably throw one here and still get your field goal unit out on there because I believe they still got a timeout
They've
left.
still got a timeout, so they could take a couple of shots if they wanted to.
Low snap again. That's twice. Looking around in the pocket, in trouble, and going to get brought down. And now they're going to have to call that timeout, and they do with 10 seconds to play. Good job there by the defense. Coming in from McKinley. It looks like 44. Yeah, he makes the first grab.
That's Doak Walker again. He's kind of having an all-star game. We're saying his name an awful lot today.
5'9" senior. 10 seconds left. 14-7. Will it be 17-7 will be the question. I would say that at this point for the Tigers, I send my kicker out there, knowing what he's done all day, or all season, I should say. I mean, Andrew David, from that distance, is probably pretty accurate. You know, you're looking at
that's
31 yards maybe, give or take.
A lot of mechanics involved in the field goal, so he can definitely make it from there. It would be a pretty clean kick. So
it would actually be about, I added that wrong, about 41 yards. You got to add the 10 for the end zone and then about 7 yards back for the kick. 10 seconds to go. It doesn't look like he's going to send him out there, though, to do it. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Well, Coach Hall's going to take one more shot at the end zone here.
Clark looking to throw. He's going for the end zone. Tom in the corner again for Rogers, but he threw him too far, and now we'll see Andrew David, see if he can connect. Like I said, and where he'll place that tee should be about a 40-yarder, give or take.
Yep.
Yeah, 40 yards.
40 yards exactly. And while he gets set up and the officials figure out what's going on down there, it's another time to remind you that great things happen every day on the University of Akron campus, like UA's College of Engineering being the first U.S. school to offer an undergrad degree in corrosion engineering, and 92% of engineering graduates landing career-related positions within 6 months of graduation. Go to uakron.edu/visit UA to schedule a visit to the University of Akron.
Whistle blows in the final timeout of the half, before we get to the half, for the Bulldogs. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout ourselves and come back. You're listening to the Great American Rivalry Series, brought to you by the United States Marines.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back, folks, as we get set here for this potential about a 40-yard field goal. Now, he'll kick it from the right hash mark. That's where they have the ball. The ball is placed at about the 24-yard line. And he will put his tee down, it looks like now, at about the 31, or his mark, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And then he will try to boot this 41 yards between the uprights to give the Tigers that 10-point lead. 14-7. He missed a 51-yarder early in the beginning of the game after an onside kick. But now we'll find out if Andrew David, who, like I said, was just tearing things up in the field goal, and he was continuing to do so.
Not real sure what's going on here.
You get the choice of where you want to move the ball to. I always thought it was where the ball was placed when you got knocked down. They moved that ball almost to the middle of the field. And now the officials, I think, are going to come together and chat about this. I mean, if I'm the McKinley coach, I'm coming out and saying, hey, what are you doing? You don't get to move it over.
One coach is saying put the ball here. You got McKinley's coach, Tom McDaniels, not too thrilled about why the ball is getting pushed. So now the gentleman in the white hat gets to explain himself, and we'll see if
the ball, they picked it up, literally picked it up and moved it. Now they're going to have to come over, I guess, and explain it. No, they're going to keep it right there in the middle. I have never seen that happen in all the games I've done. I've never seen them say, hey, let's move the ball to the middle. Nice advantage, though. And for the Tigers, this may give it a little bit of a better advantage. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and he got it.
Got it.
It's good. So the Tigers will take the lead 17-7 at the half. There is 1 second on the clock. And I'm not sure if they'll run this off or not. And so
somebody was a little quick with the switch.
Yeah,
in the,
I think somebody clicked the clicker a little either too slow or too fast because that should have ran out the clock. But they're not going to run out. It looks like they're going to make him come out and kick for the 1 second. So
rules are rule.
We'll stay here for this 1 second play, and then we'll go to our halftime. And Rick is down on the field. He's got some folks that he's going to be chatting with. He's going to be chatting with the university representative, Mr. Wayne Hill. He's the Associate VP and Chief Marketing Officer of the University of Akron. So Rick will be chatting with him here when we go to our halftime. The halftime a little longer today. Both bands get to play, and they're honoring some folks. And, of course, we'll have some things to talk about as well as the Hall of Fame induction will be going on during halftime. So they're going to make the Tigers boot this one.
Well,
and actually,
you gonna squib it?
Yeah, you could squib it to run the clock out. I mean, if you kick it
goes
deep,
in the end zone, you're gonna have to bring the offense out. So
here we go, and he does. He went a little short, but it'll go into the end zone. So they'll have to start at the 20. So they'll get 1 second as they're bringing some food up here for us. I think he just wants you to take 1 or 2. I don't think he wants to take the whole box. That's a good thought, though. All right, so we got 1 second left to go here, and I'm guessing that if you're the Bulldogs, you take a knee.
I would think.
10-point lead, and Massillon probably the favored team. We talked about that today. But the Bulldogs have hung in there, and that last one, though, Massillon able to move down the field and get the distance they wanted to. Like you said, they've got that advantage in the special teams game, in the kicking game. And Hurst's going to take a knee, and that's going to put us at halftime. Our score, the Massillon Tigers 17, the McKinley Bulldogs 7. We'll take a quick timeout, and then we'll come back and we'll chat with Rick down on the field in a minute.
You have to be crazy to go outside in this heat, like Harry. I saw him leaving this morning with that new water thing of his. It's like a snowmobile that floats. Doesn't he worry about being swept out to sea? Or sharks? You're gonna eat that thing all over yourself.
Some people want more out of life, and we insure the things that make more possible. Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com.
Guys, this is Rick Ford. I'm down here on the field with a very special guest, one of our new sponsors to the network here at the Great American Rivalry Series, Mr. Wayne Hill, Chief Marketing Officer at the University of Akron. Wayne, welcome aboard.
Rick, thanks so much. It's really a great Ohio high school football day, and we're really pleased to be a part of this.
Well, we're so happy you brought out this special weather for us as we came up today. For those of you who don't know, it's 41 degrees and a bit chilly out here with a little precipitation. But Wayne, we talked earlier about the University of Akron, that you guys are kind of extending your mission and your marketing out. Tell us a little bit about the university.
Yeah, as maybe some of the people have seen on the spot, we talk about opportunity at the University of Akron. And with 200 undergraduate degrees a very, very strong reputation in engineering and polymer science and polymer engineering and business as well. It's a chance to really tell the message and be able to maybe get a few other folks to take a look at the University of Akron.
Well, you know, you told me something pretty interesting and well, that you have students from 40 different countries?
Yeah, there's quite a strong attraction coming across. We're looking to increase on the international level, so maybe we can take this series international.
I'm in.
Yeah, all right. But it's really it's a great school, great opportunity for folks. And we're just happy to have a chance to be here.
Well, tell us just a little bit real quickly about, you told me some of the degrees and some of the areas of concentration. Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about that?
Yeah, we've got, as I said, about 200 undergraduate degrees and certainly graduate programs as well. About 26,000 students here in Akron, in the heart of the metropolitan area. We really focus on what we call real world ready. There's a lot of opportunity for students to have internships, co-ops, that sort of thing, so that when they graduate, the employers know that they know what the real world is like and can have a chance to really put that to good use.
Well, I know we were supposed to have a special guest join us today, but unfortunately she's didn't make it, so if you want to give a shout out to Kara.
Kara, we miss you. Wish you could have been here, but know that you're here in spirit. She's from Stark County, and Stark County is one of the top 3 counties for students coming to the University of Akron, so we'd like to have a chance to try to get a few more.
Well, this is Wayne Hill with the University of Akron, our special guest at halftime, and our sponsor here on the Great American Rivalry Series. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Rick, and we'll check back in with Rick in a little bit. He'll have some more interviews during the halftime. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with more. We'll have some halftime stats next. This is the Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
When I'm working, things can get so hectic, so sometimes I need to find an easy way to express what's most important to me. Like with my crew, I use shorthand to tell them what I need. And when I need to talk directly to my fans, but the most meaningful shorthand of all is the one I use when I'm about to drive. #X. It's an easy way to tell everyone that I'm about to drive, and I do it every time before I get behind the wheel. Use #X to pause the conversation before you drive, because no text is worth a life.
Back here at Massillon, Ohio, and I tell you what, I think it's warmed up.
Yeah, just a little bit, you know. I think I can feel maybe 3 of my fingers.
There you go.
There we go.
Well, I'm back here again, once again, with Sergeant Childress, United States Marine Corps, and a sponsor of today's game. In fact, you guys sponsor a whole bunch of games with us. This is your 10th year with us.
That's true. We sponsor all 72 games that you guys do all over the United States.
We absolutely do, and you know, it's been an interesting run with you. It seems like the more we get involved with you, the more you guys want to do. And I saw a lot of people out there doing on your national event. I'm going to let you tell our viewing audience just what that is.
Well, what we try to do is try to get all these schools involved, and we put each school in versus a pull-up challenge. And what the whole thing we're trying to do is which school is going to compete and do more. And we encourage physical fitness and team camaraderie, and hopefully get some good competition built up.
Now the rumor is that a Marine has to jump on the bar to eat to get into the chow hall. Is that true?
There's a couple of times where we make them do various things to make sure they earn their meal every day.
Well, you know, the United States Marines does so many things so well. It's always my opportunity at this game to thank you guys for what you do. Your service to the country and the things you've done around the world are just remarkable. And we really appreciate that, and we really appreciate having you guys be a part of the Great American Rivalry Series. We couldn't do the series without you, so thank you.
Well, we definitely appreciate being a part of it. And as I always say, when someone thanks me for my service, I thank them for their appreciation. We do what we do for you.
And it's guys like Sergeant Childress that make that all possible. This is Rick Ford from the Great American Rivalry Series here in Massillon, Ohio.
Thank you, Rick. We appreciate it, and appreciate the young man down there standing out there in the rain and the cold and having to deal with the weather today is not the factor that.
Yeah, you got to take all that crap off.
Hot mic.
Fans, Toyota and your Ohio Toyota dealers are proud to support local high school football. For a great deal on a great car, go to buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And speaking of let's go places, let's do some of these halftime stats as we now see a little bit of snowfall
There we go.
at the stadium. They had predicted this to come in right about 20 minutes ago. So, hey, Mother Nature and the weather guy are on the same page.
All those guys always give the weather guys a hard time, and here you go. They came through.
They came through for you. So if you wanted some snow, here it is. All right, taking a look at first half stats for the Tigers. 17 points on the board, 10 first downs. They've got 80 yards rushing, 104 yards passing. They are 5 of 12, no interceptions. Total offensive play yards, 36 for 184. For McKinley, 7 points on the board, 6 first downs, 47 yards rushing, 75 yards passing, 5 of 9, also no interceptions, so doing a pretty good job. 28 total offensive plays for 122 yards. It's been Glover Williams, 59 yards on the ground, total of 56. He did lose 3. He's got 1 TD. On the other side, it's been Crabtree. He's got a total of 46 yards, 2 TDs. And Danny Clark, he's got 25 yards. He's got a total loss of 2. He's got 23 net. A lot of that, I think, though, is running around. We're going to take a quick break. We're coming back. Stay tuned. The Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Whew, you have to be crazy to go outside in this heat, like Harry. I saw him leaving this morning with that new water thing of his. It's like a snowmobile that floats. Doesn't he worry about being swept out to sea? Or sharks? You're gonna eat that thing all over yourself.
Some people want more out of life, and we insure the things that make more possible. Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com.
Students, wanting to go to college?
Parents, wanting to send your high school student to college? Know how you're going to pay for it?
Give us 2 minutes and we'll tell you everything you need to know.
There's no need to worry about how you're going to pay for college anymore. We'll show you exactly how to find grants, scholarships, and if you need it, a loan with the best terms available.
SLFC is here to help.
The Student Loan Finance Corporation works closely with students, as well as their lenders and schools, to alleviate education loan headaches. SLFC specializes in helping students with and servicing alternative loans that feed hungry minds nationwide. SLFC has now introduced a new loan program through member banks of the ICBA, the Independent Community Bankers Association. The iHelp loan program enables students to fill their needs when financing their education. We ensure that anyone who wants to pursue post-secondary education has access to timely, adequate financing and experienced helpers.
Through the iHelp loan program, students are offered loans with low interest rates and no teaser rates.
The program provides private student loans designed to supplement but not replace scholarships, grants, and other financial aid options, including federal student loans currently offered on college campuses.
Not sure where to start? SLFC has designed a website with tons of resources for helping you plan for and fund an education, whether you're in college now or plan on attending college soon. Let's break it down. First, the Planning for College section. This provides you with a timeline to guide you through several of the steps you need to know about when applying to schools. The Paying for College section will help you navigate your way through the financial aid process, making it easier for you to take advantage of all the options available to you.
For example, did you know there are hundreds of scholarships available, and many are actively looking for students? You don't have to be valedictorian to earn these scholarships. We have the details online.
The Toolkit helps you choose a college and career based on your interests and needs and features our exclusive trend tracker that matches you with colleges based on a variety of criteria.
Imagine, all in one place, the costs of each college, the average test scores, and dozens of other features, all in one graphic map. And finally, if you need to borrow money for college, as most Americans do, SLFC and the iHelp loan program may be your best option. The loan features the most competitive rate available and is offered through your local ICBA bank with the help of SLFC, the student loan company thousands have trusted to help them pay for college.
Go to slfc.com and explore all of your options now.
Hey, thanks guys. I'm down here on the sidelines again here at the Massillon McKinley game, and I've got a very special guest from Kane Toyota in North Canton, Ken Damus. Ken is part of that organization up here, and the great and interesting thing that they've done is they've brought out the brand new, it is on fire, Camry for this year, and Camry has really done some things to that vehicle.
Yeah, they redesigned it for this year for 2015, and it's hot. There's one out front of the stadium. If you want to stop and take a look at it, you'd be impressed.
Now that's the one you're going to let the TV crew have after all this is over, right?
Actually, you can take it.
Well, that's what we like. Our sponsors are very supportive. Listen, we really appreciate you guys coming out here. Why don't you tell folks a little bit about the Camry and then tell them how to find your operation up in North Canton.
All right. Yeah, the new 2015 Camry, like I said, just came out. Complete redesign. It's a beautiful vehicle. We're at Kane Toyota in North Canton, Ohio. It's this 33rd year of business. Please stop out. Be glad to make you a great deal on a great car.
Now you also had a truck out there, I saw.
Yeah, because this weather, we knew it was going to snow, and you guys might need to use this truck. It's a four-wheel drive. It's a new Tacoma. You might be taking it home.
You might need it to get these cameras out of here.
Yeah, that's right. And half of these people.
Now you've also got a special guest with you. Now who's this young man next to you?
This is my grandson Blake.
And Blake wants to say something to his mom, I think, don't you?
Hi, Mom.
Well, there you go. We've done it all. We've got the Toyota folks right here with us again. Go out to Kane Toyota in North Canton. Make sure you have a chance to take a look at this brand new Camry, and be sure to support the Toyota dealers in your area. This is Rick Ford. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Rick. And Rick down on the field, and boy, he's weathering himself through that snow and rain and cold temperatures. We're going to take another quick break here. You're listening to the Great American Rivalry Series, brought to you by the United States Marines. Tigers 17, Bulldogs 7. Back with more in just a bit.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Here at MCTV, everyone is dedicated to going the extra smile to earn your business.
Our call center is right here where you live, ready to take your calls and give you the service you need.
We also have trained computer technicians to answer any technical questions about your computer or internet service.
and we'll be there when you need us with fast and reliable service.
Trust MCTV to go the extra mile for your internet, TV, and phone service.
About these rivalries are being able to bring back these former players, and today I have here with me Sean Crable, one of the greatest from Massillon. Sean, what's the best part about being home?
Well, this atmosphere is great, right? The atmosphere is great. The teams are great. It's a great rivalry. I'm hoping that we keep putting up points. Right?
Well, you know, Sean played in the NFL with the Patriots, and it's exciting to come back to these. How many fans come to this kind of games all the time?
30 to 40,000. We seat 25, and then you got the rest of the people standing up. So.
And you got your son here with you today. This is Jay, right? Say hi, Jay. Hi. All right. Well, Sean, we're so glad that you're here and glad that you could be part of the rivalry series. What's your fondest memory of playing in this game?
Well, the intensity all week. I mean, we practiced. We had to go to FHA together, you know, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. We had to go to different dinners together. We had to go to church in the morning. I mean, there were so many different events, and we had the parade, you know, the day before that we drove down the street. So by the time you got to the game, I'm like, oh, can we just get to the
so you're hyped at that point, right?
I just want to get to the game, you know. But the rest of it, I mean, the week, man, we see them all week. We see them all week, and we stare at each other all week, and then you finally get to play, right?
Well, we're hoping Massillon pulls it off here today. Back to you, guys.
I'm glad you hope.
Back to you.
All right, thanks. Having some fun down there on the field with a former NFL New England Patriot. Very cool. All right, we have got just a few minutes left to go here. We're going to give you a few more stats. Lee Hurst, 5 of 9 for 75 yards. His longest was 41. He's been sacked once. Danny Clark for the Tigers is 5 of 12 for 104 yards. 43 is his longest pass, and he was sacked once. Both those long passes turned into points for both teams. Bryce Short has been on the receiving end for the Bulldogs, 4 for 34. And for the Tigers, Reggie Rogers, 2 for 63. The long pass there of the 43 yards. And punting side, Andrew David's been on the field twice to punt. His average is about 46.5. And then on the other side, Isaiah Hunter and Lee Hurst have split the punting duties. Isaiah's averaging about 34.5, his longest 35. And then 2 for Lee Hurst, averaging about 27.5, his longest 33. For tackles, it's Nick Faulkner leading the way. He's got 5 total. And Rajon Anthony leads the way for the Massillon team with 3.5. So, again, the scoring capping it off. First quarter, Massillon scored with J.D. Crabtree on a 5-yard run, made it 7-0 with the Andrew David kick. And then McKinley comes back, and Glover Williams gets a 3-yard run, and they tie it up on a Tyler Biss kick, 7-7. And then Massillon with 7:39 in the second half left to play right after McKinley had drove down the field and scored. J.D. Crabtree goes in. Andrew David with the kick makes it 14-7. And then with just the 1 second left basically on the clock, Andrew David boots one through from 41 yards out, 17-7. So a 10-point lead right now for the Tigers. And Scott, as we said, the Tigers kind of dominated that first quarter, and then finally McKinley turned it around. Second quarter they score. Tigers come right back down 2 minutes later, put the go-ahead touchdown, and then it was kind of back and forth. They control it, bring it all the way down the field towards the end of the half, score again. They got a 10-point lead, and they get the ball to start the second half.
Well, that's 10 unanswered points for Massillon now, and it's going to be imperative that McKinley keep it at 10 unanswered points. That McKinley get a score here to get themselves within one score soon, so that this game doesn't start to become more of an insurmountable situation for them. It's interesting when we look at the stats. The total offense of 122 to 184. Obviously, Massillon with about 60-plus more yards than McKinley. But if you take out that first quarter where Massillon really just came out and dominated, even though you didn't really see it in the scoreboard, just kind of drove at will, and then just they had some of their drives fall apart. Really indicative of, I think, how these two teams and two coaching staffs know each other, and I don't know how aware everybody is of just what the relationship is here. But the head coach for McKinley, Tom McDaniels, He's in his first year back at Canton McKinley. He was the head coach for 17 years from 1982 to 1997. Made 2 state championship appearances, won a state championship, won a national title, and then he was gone for 17 years. One of the stops when he was an assistant was on the Massillon staff of Jason Hall. So he actually coached for Massillon a year before he came back to McKinley a couple years ago. So these two staffs really know each other very well in what they're doing, and I think that's showing in how this game is not going too far in anybody's direction, in anybody's favor.
And that's the big thing, you coach in a situation like that for a long time. You know the organization, you know what they do, you know their advantages. So it'll be interesting. Coming back in a little bit, we'll be back with more from the Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by Marines.
You have to be crazy to go outside in this heat, like Harry. I saw him leaving this morning with that new water thing of his. It's like a snowmobile that floats. Doesn't he worry about being swept out to sea? Or sharks? You're gonna eat that thing all over yourself.
Some people want more out of life, and we insure the things that make more possible. Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com.
When I'm working, things can get so hectic, so sometimes I need to find an easy way to express what's most important to me. Like with my crew, I use shorthand to tell them what I need. And when I need to talk directly to my fans. But the most meaningful shorthand of all is the one I use when I'm about to drive. #X. It's an easy way to tell everyone that I'm about to drive, and I do it every time before I get behind the wheel. Use #X to pause the conversation before you drive, because no text is worth a life.
But when it comes time to put the helmets on Friday nights, we hate each other for about 48 minutes.
These things right here, they don't give them away. They don't give them away. We thank you for what you're doing for our country.
One thing remains unchanged: the traditions as the greatest American rivalries.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Welcome back, folks. Massillon, Ohio, where, as you can see, the rain continues to fall, and every once in a while we get a little bit of the white stuff that's called snow. And for this part of Ohio, not unusual, unless just this time of year. I mean, Scott, we know it as well as they do. It could be rain, it could be snow, there could be white on the field. You could be looking for, yard markers and sidelines. But right now, Tigers come out. They've got a 10-point lead here in the game. And, of course, the McKinley Bulldogs, who won the toss, decided to receive. So now the Tigers will get the ball to start the second half. And as it gets wetter and wetter and colder, we were looking a little earlier, temperatures dropped down in the 30s and it feels like temperature in the 20s. Now your dose of the running game really kind of hurts. I mean, you can back in the game with a score, but if you can't get down there and get the score and you have to go for a field goal, you're in trouble. You can see the comparison we talked about at first half stats: Tigers 83, Bulldogs 54. 2 of 16 for penalties, 4 of 41, so pretty penalty-free game, just one turnover for the Bulldogs. And then the first downs are pretty even, the passing yards are pretty even. So it's a pretty controlled game, just the 10 difference on the scoreboard as the boys get warmed up.
Yeah, it's really been very, very in control on both sides. Just a missed tackle here, a missed interception there. Neither team has been able to break it wide open, in their favor yet. So it'll be interesting to see if they start to connect, or if, as this weather begins to, dare I say, deteriorate a little bit more, if we'll just see a lot of smash mouth up the middle and just try and get out of here.
Well, here's the interesting thing. That from the get-go from this game, and as we saw the replay a little bit ago there, from the get-go, opening kickoff, biggest game of the year for both teams, and you start it with an onside kick that there is no way that anybody and the odds in Vegas, I know this is the only high school game that has a betting line,
yes,
which really blows me away for a high school game to have a betting line. But it's the only high school to ever have a betting line. If you would have told me I'll give you 100 to 1 that they're going to onside kick out, I told you were absolutely crazy. Just give me your money now.
Yep.
That, to me, set the tone a little bit. But then the missed field goal and giving McKinley the opportunity to get out of there with no points against them kind of reversed it. And they've kind of, punch, counterpunch, punch, counterpunch until that final field goal. And like I said, it's only a 10-point difference. Now McKinley has to kick off. What do you come out with a trick play? Do you start the game? Do they try to do the same thing? Or do you say, hey, no, we got to boot it and play D?
McKinley has been they've stayed within themselves, and they'll need to continue to stay within themselves, if they want to get this turned around to where they have a chance to win this game at the end. So I don't think you're going to see them do anything too crazy like that, like what Jason Hall did for the Massillon Tigers at the beginning of the game. I think they're going to want to. You're going to see them play strong up the middle, conservatively, and I don't think you'll see any trick plays until we get maybe into the fourth quarter. If somebody's within shooting distance of the other, then they might start to pull out the playbook a little bit more.
Well, you were talking about that deteriorating weather as we show a shot of the crowd here, where the ponchos and the gloves and the hoodies and the hats and winter-like conditions. We're looking across the field. We see where all the tailgating is. It's absolutely amazing for a high school game. There are some people out there with some little campfires going and stuff and the whole bit. This place is packed wall to wall. I know this holds 17,000. But I'm going to guess they're not at that capacity, but I'm going to guess they're probably around 9 or 10 maybe that's come in here just looking at stands. It's absolutely amazing. But I know a lot of folks maybe decided, like me and you, thankfully we're in a warm press box. They're at home watching this on the internet and enjoying the warmth as Rick comes back up to steal some of that warmth. And we appreciate him down on the field today. He has done a marvelous job to stand down there, get cold, and watch the snow fly.
It was just spitting at the beginning of the game, and then right before halftime was when things really kind of got turned up on the weather end. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say there are a handful of people who were in the stands during the first half who are not going to make it back out to their seats in the second half.
Yeah, they're probably inside. Of course, numerous ways the game's being broadcast, so they can pick it up on TV as well as radio. And there is a squib kick, so they maybe tried to go there, but I think a little too hard, down to about the 38. So, or maybe the opportunity again, too, the squib kick, hard to handle, slip, ball, fumble. We've seen a number of them on punts, so maybe that was the idea there. Maybe not the actual onside kick, but they do squib kick it. Now, they give Tigers pretty good field positions. They'll place the ball at the 38-yard line. McKinley needs a big stop right here.
Yep. They would love nothing more. Obviously, you'd love nothing more than this just about any time your defense takes the field. But, McKinley's in a tenuous situation right now. They are hanging on. But another score, especially a touchdown, really makes things tough for McKinley. So we'll see what they do.
Low snap, hands off. They'll go up the middle, going nowhere, and immediately met at the line. So good job there by the defense for the Bulldogs. Stops the Tigers, and will bring up a 2nd and 10. So good job there. We're starting the third quarter action, 17-7. The Tigers lead this one over the Bulldogs, and the Tigers come out on their first offensive possession here in the second half under a much bit different conditions than we started with. A lot more rain, a lot more wet, a lot more cold.
More clouds. It's gotten darker out there. You can really tell.
Yeah. Oh, bad snap. Lost the ball. He's going to have to fall on it. And he'll fall there at about the 32. And that's what we talked about, wet footballs.
Yep. And there's going to be, when you're in the situation of, if you're going to be, that very easily probably was going to be a handoff to Crabtree, but Massillon comes out in the gun. They do that a lot. Well, those when you're not under center, those snaps get more troublesome in wet weather like this.
So back him up, 16 yards to go. So 3rd and 16 from about the 31. We'll see if the Bulldogs come, and they do. They come from both sides, and he's going to chase out of the backfield. He's going to get grabbed, and there he is again. Like you mentioned earlier, this young man has been in on everything.
So McKinley takes away Massillon's advantage of getting the ball in the second half, just like Massillon did to them in the first half with the onside kick. So Well, this is exactly what McKinley wanted. We'll see what the offense can do with it, because obviously the McKinley offense has struggled. They're needing a big play.
They look like they're coming for this punt, and back to and about his 20-yard line. He'll get it away, and it's high end over end. And Glover Williams will go back. They'll bounce, and he'll grab it at the 19 under immediate pressure, and he'll get pushed back behind the 20-yard line. So Williams took that bounce and played it off the turf, and again, a big punt there for Andrew David. We know he can move, he can really boot that ball pretty good. He does a nice job there, pinning them deep, changes the field possession, and now McKinley will have to start from about their 25.
Well done by Glover Williams just in terms of grabbing that ball when it came to him, because he probably saved himself, 8 to 10 yards of field position instead of just letting it roll.
So we'll see what he does here now with the ball placed at the 22-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. A handoff. It'll be Glover Williams, and he'll get across the 25 for a couple of there, and he lost the football. There's a scramble, and Massillon says they came up with it, and they did. It was picked up there. Glover Williams went down. Now, we'll see the replay here, and hopefully we can see maybe who punched that ball out, or did he drop it? And then the ref never signaled that he was down, but he did signal that it was recovered by the Tigers. This would be a huge break. And here we go. Williams goes to the left side, and they stripped it. Boy, man.
That was close.
They can't get to look at the replay, so, I think his hip was down. But unfortunately in high school you can't go to a replay. There's no red flags, so the Tigers get the benefit of maybe the referee not seeing that play, and they're going to take over 1st and 10 now on the ball on the 27.
It's tough like that because the ball's going to come out after the play because the ball's wet. So just
looking for the corner again, and and just about got that one intercepted. A flag's going to come out.
Offensive pass interference?
Well, the defender got in front of the receiver, and they could call this two ways. You can impede the receiver's route, and that would be defensive pass interference. Offensively, though, it could be offensive pass interference because the defender came in front, and then he grabbed him from the back. And we'll see what the two referees, all three hats are down there chatting right now, so we haven't got the call yet to see which way it's going to go. And McKinley doesn't look happy. It looks like they're walking backwards, so it looks like it's going to be defensive pass interference. And, boy, if you look at the replay here, it is really a tough call. Maybe there.
That was
probably the push. He got a hold of him. He grabbed onto him as Reggie Rogers was trying to go down the sideline, and he looked for the flag, and the flag had already been thrown. So good call where they'll mark it 1st and 10. And the ball will go to the 17, should be. Because it's not where the foul happens. I think it's 15 yards. So ball on the 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff. Crabtree to the right side, got a block. He's on the corner. Is he going to get to the end zone? And no signal yet. Now there's a signal, touchdown, and the Tigers did exactly what they needed to do here. Get the points, put them on the board quickly, and put the Bulldogs in the hole.
Well, an unfortunate series of events for the Bulldogs. A fortuitous series of events for Massillon, where they get the turnover, and then get the big penalty to get them within striking distance, and J.D. Crabtree takes care of the rest.
Fumble recovery on the replay that looked like he was already down on the ground. They get that fumble, and like you said, then they put it in the end zone and get that pass interference, gives them the field advantage. And they're here for the extra point. And it is up and good. 24-7. We'll take a quick break. This is the Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines.
Here at MCTV, everyone is dedicated to going the extra mile to earn your business.
Our call center is right here where you live, ready to take your calls and give you the service you need.
We also have trained computer technicians to answer any technical questions about your computer or internet service.
And we'll be there when you need us with fast and reliable service.
Trust MCTV to go the extra smile for your internet, TV, and phone service.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Great American Rivalry Series.
And as we get ready for this kickoff, just a reminder that MCTV goes the extra smile for its customers, adding high-touch customer service to high-tech telecommunications. Since 1965, Massillon TV has been serving their neighbors with a full complement of products, including high-speed internet, digital TV, phone, and security systems. More than 47,000 homes and businesses in Stark, Wayne, Summit, Holmes, and Custeraras counties rely on MCTV for their telecommunications needs. At MCTV, we go the extra smile for you. To learn more, visit mctvohio.com or call 330-833-4134.
Tigers with the boot. This one will go deep, and backing up into the end zone again is the Bulldogs. So he has made them very aware that he is not going to give them any opportunity to get a run back today.
Well, no shit. And you know, Glover Williams, he's been considered somewhat of a phenom since his sophomore year. He really came on. They knew he was good as a freshman, and then his sophomore and junior years hurt a lot of people, and the return game was one of the ways that he hurt people. And so it does not surprise me to see that if Massillon has the ability to put it in the end zone, they will do that every time.
Well, fans, want to remind you, don't miss the bold new 2015 Camry coming in October to your local Toyota dealers. Check them out on Twitter, #bold new Camry. There's one even here at today's game. Bulldogs will start at their own 20. Quick little screen to the outside, to the 30, and to the 35, and that will be Sharon Jackson. And Jackson has been part of the receiving corps that has been able to hang on to just about everything that's been thrown to him today. I think he was only overthrown one time.
Yeah, and he's been open. That was a nice quick play. Get some positive yardage to get this drive off. You know, if McKinley can score quickly, they give themselves a chance. Got a lot of field to go though.
24-7 right now is the lead as McKinley sets up a 1st and 10 at the 34. Shotgun snap again. They'll go Jackson, and he'll get out to across to about the 43-yard line. It'll be about a yard and a half shy of the first down. He's going real quick, and he's being covered on the outside, but they're giving him a little extra room. So if you want to go 7-8 yards a chunk, you can get down the field pretty good before maybe you take that one little opportunity. We haven't seen them go to the ground game yet as they've been setting everybody out. So it looks like they're going to stay with the throw. Underneath, this time though, he hands to Glover Williams. Glover Williams out of the backfield, rounds the corner, gets the first down, and he's close to midfield.
Hard to stretch out a play like that, and if that's anybody but somebody like Glover Williams, that play is not going very far, but you can trust that guy is going to be able to get you a few yards going that way, stringing out the defense that far.
Well, you go out and you bring the secondary in, and it took the secondary to come in, and it took the opposite wide receiver DB, Reggie Rogers, to come in and come up before he could get and turn the corner. Otherwise, Glover Williams is gone. We'll go right up and underneath now, staying away from the shotgun. They'll go to Glover Williams, gets jammed up, but he gets out of it. He'll pick up some positive yardage there as he'll fall across to about the 46, 47-yard line. So they're now on the Tigers' side with 8:15 and counting in the third quarter.
That was Bronzak on the tackle, wrapping up Glover Williams there.
And they stay with 2 back-to-back running plays after 2 passing plays.
Just under 8 minutes now in this third quarter here. Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon.
So this time looks like they're going to go with the shotgun as Hurst is set back there. Williams off his right. He'll hand off to Williams. He's met quickly, but Williams might have got to the 45. He's going to be about 4 yards shy of that first down. And it'll bring up a third down now. 7.5 to go. Tonight's contest between Massillon and McKinley is being featured as one of the Great American Rivalry Series games broadcast on the internet at greatamericanrivalry.com. It's also across the nation, around the world, as part of the Rivalry Series broadcast network presented by the United States Marines. Roll out, fakes the handoff, being chased, rolls to his right. Hurst in trouble. He's going to throw. He's got a man, and he underthrew him that time.
Yeah.
He had his guy, but he underthrew him. But again, you're running to the right side. You're trying to throw off your back foot. You can't plant, and he comes up a little short there.
That was Dunwoody again with the pursuit for Massillon, calling his name a lot too. And, credit to Hurst for just getting the opportunity to try and make something happen there, but tough throw on the run like that, especially in these conditions.
Now you've got a punt. And the ball's on the 45-yard line of the Tigers. They're set up to punt at least. We've seen some odd things happen so far. Fake punt. They're going to roll to the right side, and he's going to get enough for the first down, and more still going on his feet out on the sidelines all the way to about the 23-yard line.
That's junior Devin Jenkins on the fake punt.
Wow.
When your back's up against the wall, I guess it was probably a little early. Well, Massillon hadn't made that score when we talked about whether or not the trick plays were going to come out, but McKinley's back's up against it now. So if anybody's, I think you're going to see Massillon play a very conservative game from here on out, and McKinley's going to have to get creative quickly.
And they did, and like I said, we'll see if they do punt. They don't. They snap it back to the front man. He takes off with the ball. And he had plenty of room down the sideline to get the first down into the 23-yard line now with the Tigers.
That's
Williams in the Wildcat. He'll take that ball across the 20, so down into the red zone. Boy, that was almost a high snap. It almost went over his head. Good job there by Williams to get up and pull that ball down.
Those shotgun snaps make you nervous.
Yes.
Those centers, you ask a lot of them when you're doing those every play.
Well, the hard thing about it is there was a great fake to get down to that into the end zone, and then you snap one over the guy's head.
Yeah.
To me, you're right. I think you play underneath center. If you want Williams to run, pitch, handoff, whatever you got to do, or swing him out of the backfield, he's got enough speed. But, boy, that little wildcat thing there, that's living on the edge, so to speak.
So we got Hurst lining up wide again.
Yeah, that time he started to go left and looked right, didn't get anywhere. Falls forward, and he gets to about the 15-yard line, so he's about 2 yards shy of a first down now. And you can see him here as he starts to go left and kind of juke, swing the hips, come back into the middle, looking for a gap, trying to find a hole. Good job by the Tigers. They keep him bottled in. And I'm really surprised that they don't swing him out on a little delay out of the backfield, hit him over the top, and let him go. I mean, put the ball in the playmaker's hands. Still in that shotgun formation. This time he'll go left side. Got a good block. Cuts back inside, and I believe he's going to be
just about there. Just about there.
Let's see if they call for a measurement here. I'm trying to wait to see where that ref's going to put it down. He goes left side, and boy, that was a block in the back there. Looks like he's really close. I believe they're going to call for the sticks. They are, so they're going to take a quick measurement. Great things happen every day at the University of Akron campus, like UA's School of Audiology and Speech Language Pathology, ranking among the best in the country. Go to uakron.edu/visit UA to schedule a visit to the University of Akron. Yeah, they put the sticks down on the table, and he's got it by a little better than the length of the football. So a big first down for McKinley. Still 5 minutes and a half to play here in the third quarter. Touchdown here gets him back within 10. But you've got to punch it in here. If you give it up and have to take a field goal, it really hurts. It's a two-score game.
And I honestly, knowing McKinley's special teams and knowing the score, I think this is 4-down territory all the way to the end zone for them, no matter what happens.
Hurst now back at quarterback with Williams off to his left side. Fakes Williams, rolls right side. Got his man. Good grab there. Going for the 10, going for the corner. He'll get thrown down. Did he get in? He got the pylon.
Got the pylon.
Nicely done. Bryce Short, big, huge touchdown for the Bulldogs. They'll put 6 up on the board. It'll make the score 24-13 at 5:26 left to play.
He got such a head of steam going to that side. I'm waiting here to look at the replay here that the Massillon defender, looks like that was going to be number 30. Got his hands on him, but he just couldn't get him. He just kind of couldn't get him whipped around. Number 30, John Henry Bronzak again, and his momentum just pulled him into the end zone, even though he was draped by a Massillon defender.
Yeah, he swung him right into the pylon. Bad snap. Rolling out is Hurst. He'll look to try to get two. He's in trouble, chased out. Now still throwing, now grabbed, and down he goes. Now, it's not what you wanted to happen, but you're still closer to the game. It's an 11-point game. 5:26 left to play, third quarter, 24-13. We'll come back. This is the Great American Rivalry Series, brought to you by the United States Marines.
When I'm working, things can get so hectic, so sometimes I need to find an easy way to express what's most important to me. Like with my crew, I use shorthand to tell them what I need. And when I need to talk directly to my fans, but the most meaningful shorthand of all is the one I use when I'm about to drive. #X. It's an easy way to tell everyone that I'm about to drive, and I do it every time before I get behind the wheel. Use #X to pause the conversation before you drive, because no text is worth a life.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Welcome back for the kickoff, and a little short one caught there at the 25 by one of the upmen. He'll break to the right side, get across the 30, and got tripped up there at about the 32. Great job there by McKinley to wrap him up with an ankle tackle.
Number 29, Stafford Brown, just got enough of the leg to bring him down and save, it's another significant return for Massillon.
And I'm not sure if it was just he didn't kick it the way he wanted to, or maybe he was trying to get it up. He's been trying to do these pooch things because they have had trouble bouncing him off their thighs today, and maybe that was the idea there again. It didn't go as far as you'd want it to. I mean, you caught that ball at the 25-yard line. So we'll go with 2 to the right for the Tigers for Danny Clark. Hands off. Crabtree up the middle, and he'll get brought down right around about the 36, 37-yard line. We'll see where they mark him. Picking up just a couple yards. Second down, 5:10 to go. Crabtree has been the workhorse today for this Tiger team.
Stop was by Courtney Nix for McKinley.
And the referee going to call a timeout for a uniform here. They're trying to fix the helmet for the Bulldogs, and the ref will go over and pick up the towel that was being used to dry the hands of the quarterback. Shotgun, handoff again. Whoa, and grabbed immediately in the backfield, swarmed under. Ball came out, fight for it. They're going to say he was down.
That was Christian White who came up and made the play on that one.
Bulldogs still signaling fumble, and Doak is not happy at all about that. He's jumping up and down, screaming, no way. Brings up a 3rd and 7 situation for the Tigers, who so far in the third quarter here have kind of been stymied in their first offensive possession. The Bulldogs shut them down in 4 downs like we said they had to, but then they got that fumble on that return on a punt. Crabtree up the middle to get across the 40 to about the 39. A little pushing and shoving going on the outside, but I don't think they're going to try anything here. I think you punt it away and play defense. You've got an 11-point lead, so it's a 2-score game. And again, don't forget, though, if you play the odds, McKinley, touchdown, maybe they go for the 2. Why not?
Yeah.
And then you're within the field goal. If you miss, you still got to get another touchdown. One at a time. Low snap, picked up, good punt, end over end, bouncing, grab again, bobbled all over, ball on the ground, and boy, he was able to cover it up and pick it up. And Glover Williams having trouble handling that, so whatever David is doing on that kick, it has been trouble all day for McKinley. And boy, kickers got to love this game when punting and kicking, but field goal wise, no, because the ground is wet. But boy, when you're punting and kicking, man, that wet ball is just like, yeah, one more extra little trick I got in my bag.
Every punt's an adventure in a game like this, although the precipitation seems to have calmed down a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It doesn't look like it's raining anymore, but again, the condition's already wet, yeah. So here we go. Hurst Jr. will go back at QB again. He'll put off one to his right, looking to throw on first down. It was blocked. It was tipped at the line there. And looks like Andrew Krieger, a sophomore, got in there to be able to knock it down, I believe. That was the number 46. We'll see what the replay shows here. A little tough to see those uniform numbers for the Tigers with the black uniforms and the orange outline. And of course, you can tell the two teams apart.
Yes.
So we'll go with 2nd and 10 now with 3:30 play here in the third. They'll hand off, go up the middle, trying to push through a pile. They're not going to get much on that. They haven't been able to go too outside today against the Tiger defense. They've been able to go a couple of times through the middle. McKinley needs a big play here with a 3rd and 9 situation. The ball on their own 21-yard line. Last time we saw that big kind of stutter step wide receiver play where he stutter step, left his defender and got out in front of him, and they made that big 40-some-yard pass. You know it's going to be a throw. He's got him split wide to the left with 2. He's going shotgun, fakes the handoff, looking play action, in trouble. Going to have to move around, does. Rolls out to his right. He's got to throw, got a receiver, and not enough, though, for the distance. Going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards.
Another situation where Hurst gets flushed out of the pocket, still able to make something happen. These McKinley blockers, Massillon's lines keeps being able to get behind him, so it's making life interesting for the young quarterback.
You know, he had the right idea. You roll out of there, and when you see your quarterback roll out as a receiver, you're supposed to come back, and unfortunately Short come back a couple of yards shy. Is that a sun breaking through there?
Just might be.
Wow. Sun breaking through here. Short punt, grabbed and bobbled. Ball on the ground, and we'll see. It's still on the ground. Now finally, no, not picked up yet. Still on the ground, falling all over it. And the referee, quick signal is saying Bulldog ball. That ball bounced between 2 or 3 guys. Oh, yeah, it is Bulldog ball.
Well, we know why Coach Tressel said the punt is the most important game in football, or the most important play in football, huh?
Wow.
It's been wild every time they put that ball up in the air for one of these.
Again, another mishandled punt. And McKinley, not only do they get the ball back, but great field position. I mean, the punt wasn't that good, but the ball bounced another 10, 15 yards behind that point, puts the ball down at the 30, and man, I couldn't see who came out of there out of the pile with the ball, but the ref had signaled it before he even came out.
Yeah.
So here's the Bulldogs, 1st and 10 at the 30 of McKinley. Racing around the left side, Glover Williams going to get to about the 24-yard line, so he's going to pick up about 6. And here's a huge opportunity with under a minute 50 left to play in the third for McKinley to get back into the game. Massillon has to hold strong. Now, if you get to a certain point and you know you can and it comes 4th down, I think you still got a pretty good opportunity to put 3 on the board and get within that 8. We'll see what happens. Williams again behind Hurst, left side, broke a tackle, trying to spin out of it. Gets to about the 18.
That'll be another first down for McKinley, another run, another good hard run by Glover Williams.
And now they start to use their playmaker as he cut through there. And he just drags himself and a would-be tackler with him to get that extra yard. So good second effort there by Glover Williams.
Yep, for John Anthony from Massillon, grabbing on and holding on for dear life makes a good play there.
Hurst changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He'll go with 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Williams behind him again. Williams up the middle. They'll continue to use him, and he'll probably get to about the 16-yard line. Probably a pickup of about 2.5. And right now, Bulldogs trying to score before the clock strikes 0 here in the third. They got a minute to go. Plenty of room yet to get another first down. They'd have to get to about the 8-yard line. 2nd and 8, ball on the 16. And again, spreads him wide. Glover Williams off of his right hip. Now he moves him to the left side. Hurst taking the snap, looking to throw. Scott Williams on the outside, breaks 1 tackle, spins, and then there's 5 jerseys that'll wrap him up at about the 10-yard line, and immediately you know that he's looking for Williams. At first he looked deep.
He did. Either he was looking off Williams or that wasn't his primary read, but did a nice job. And then as long as Williams gets that ball in cleanly, you know, he's usually not going to lose yards. He's going to tack on a few more at the end just because of his athleticism.
4 seconds on the clock. Will they get this play off? And they will not. And that is the end of the third quarter. So 24-13. We'll come back. More here from the Great American Rivalry Series, brought to you by the United States Marines.
Whew, you have to be crazy to go outside in this heat, like Harry. I saw him leaving this morning with that new water thing of his. It's like a snowmobile that floats. Doesn't he worry about being swept out to sea? Or sharks? You're gonna eat that thing all over yourself.
Some people want more out of life, and we insure the things that make more possible. Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com.
But when it comes time to put the helmets on Friday nights, you know, we hate each other for about 48 minutes.
These things right here, they don't give them away. They don't give them away. We thank you for what you're doing for our country.
One thing remains unchanged: the traditions as the greatest American rivalries.
Here at MCTV, everyone is dedicated to going the extra mile to earn your business.
Our call center is right here where you live, ready to take your calls and give you the service you need.
We also have trained computer technicians to answer any technical questions about your computer or internet service.
And we'll be there when you need us with fast and reliable service.
Trust MCTV to go the extra mile for your internet, TV, and phone service.
You're watching one of America's greatest rivalries seen around the world on GreatAmericanRivalry.com. And today we're very happy to be joined by the audience of Cleveland's News Channel 5 watching on NewsNet5.com. We're glad to join you here in Ohio for one of high school football's truly classic rivalries.
All right, folks, 24-13, Bulldogs down in the red zone, 3rd and 3, ball on the 11-yard line. There's a snap, it's Glover Williams. Takes a high snap, dives across the 10 to about the 9.
Something seemed
it didn't look
little hinky
like,
on that play.
Like a broken play almost.
Yeah, and now we got a Massillon. Looks like that's 24.
So Glover Williams, it was a bad snap to his right side, and he pulled it in and was able to grab it again. That shotgun snap has been costly today, and it almost cost him. Now you've got a 4th and 1, and I imagine at this point, I put Glover Williams up under center, and I dive for that first down. I mean, you need a yard. They're going to put the big fullback off to his left hip. They split Hurst out to the wide receiver on the far right side. It is Glover Williams. He goes left side. He breaks the tackle, breaks another one, still fighting. Is he going to get into the end zone? And the referee completely over quickly says no, not in, but probably down at about the 6-inch line. So Glover Williams
makes a very, very fine play out of that after getting hit really early. Here we had my guy, Dunwoody, again makes the initial contact with Glover Williams. He's able to spin out of that, continues momentum towards, and Massillon gets him. Oh, just missed it. Just short.
Ball came out, but he was already down. So the knee goes down. Like I said, he's at about the half-foot line there, and that is where they'll go with 1st and goal to go. And boy, McKinley trying to make a run back. Maybe the sun is shining on them, and they'll dive for it. They'll push through. Quarterback sneak. And Hurst will get in for the end zone, but now the signal goes up. Thought he was in. I was pretty sure he followed his center right up through the middle, and then he got pushed from behind. So he goes in. And again, that best part there is that they have now closed the gap again to 5. It's 24-19. And they're going to try to put the extra point on the board here to make it a 4-point game. Now, this is where, with 10:43 left on the clock as a coach, and they're discussing it over on the sideline right now, I'm thinking maybe you don't kick this ball and you try to go 2, because either way.
Looks to me like that's exactly
and that's what they're going to
doing.
Do. So they're going to go with Glover Williams in the shotgun. Hurst wide to the left. Glover Williams takes the high snap, throws over the top to the back of the end zone. It's caught, and it's good.
Looked like that was Bryce Short who caught that.
And there's your 2 points you need to make it a 3-point game. What a great grab. We've got a barn burner. 10:43 left to go. The Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines.
When I'm working, things can get so hectic, so sometimes I need to find an easy way to express what's most important to me. Like with my crew, I use shorthand to tell them what I need. And when I need to talk directly to my fans, but the most meaningful shorthand of all is the one I use when I'm about to drive. #X. It's an easy way to tell everyone that I'm about to drive, and I do it every time before I get behind the wheel. Use #X to pause the conversation before you drive, because no text is worth a life.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back, folks, 24-21, the United States Marines helping to bring you today's Great American Rivalry Series. And we want to give a special welcome to all the servicemen and women around the world who are listening to this broadcast. We appreciate all you do and hope you are enjoying the game.
And a good game it has become really a great game. We had a good game that's turned into a great game here thanks to some good play by McKinley star Eric Glover Williams. We've had what's looked like an insurmountable lead for McKinley. Now they are within a field goal with still more than 10 minutes on the clock.
There's that end over end. It is handled this time at the 22, up to the 30. Breaking some room. He's got a seam down the sidelines. One guy to beat. He's finally shoved out of bounds, and he was shoved out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. Now, of course, the Tigers want a flag because they're going to say he was shoved out of bounds when he was out of bounds.
Right.
And if we look at the replay here, we'll be able to see just exactly where he made the contact. And the coach on the sideline might be right. He's out there and then the extra push. Hard to stop momentum,
yeah.
So that's probably why no flag there. So good non-call.
Probably a good no call.
Well,
there was absolutely nothing malicious, nor did he seem like he had really didn't know where he was. So
1st and 10 on the 40. Hand off to Crabtree. He'll get maybe a few yards. And, of course, the ball trying to be stripped out of there each time. And then a late flag is It looked like two. Well, one of the Tigers has a helmet off. And for McKinley, I believe that was Doak Walker in there. But I'm not sure what the flag is yet. Referees are discussing it. I didn't really see anything on the replay part of this. Personal foul, and it's going to go against McKinley.
I don't know if we had
maybe ripped the helmet off.
Or
wow, that hurt. After that big score and that big comeback and putting those points on the board quickly, now they let the Tigers right back in, almost into their red zone, as the ball is placed at the 22-yard line for Danny Clark and company. The referee waiting it, and 3-point game here in the fourth quarter. Tigers trying to capitalize and put it back to a 10-point game. That's where we started at the beginning of the third. Hit, broke a tackle there, gets outside, and then gets hit again at about the 17. Boy,
broke a tackle of Glover Williams. Eric not able to wrap up on that one. And
Doak Walker has just been hammering guys. He is a big kid, too. Huge. And that linebacker spot has really, when you get hit by Doak, you know it. So a 4-yard gain, and jumping man. Boy, nice count there maybe. They were trying to jump the snap count, and that hurts even more because now you get the penalty plus you get first down unless there was movement. No, it is going to be against the Bulldogs.
And he knew it. That was Tyler Corpin, and you kind of saw with angry because he knew that they were trying to jump the count. And
he was trying to come in with a blitz there. Sorry, Scott, trying to come in with a blitz and tried to come through and jump. Didn't get it. Handoff Crabtree outside, gets dragged down, finally brought down, but not before he gets across the 10-yard line. And that'll be another first down and goal now for the Tigers as they continue to run the ground game. Crabtree makes that move outside of his left tackle, gets grabbed there from behind, and then was able to get through. And again, another, and this time, though, I think it's coming back against the Tigers as flags come out, and then it'll be illegal shift on the Tigers. And that was that quick count again they tried to do, and I don't think everybody was ready for that. So they'll back him up to the 14-yard line, and they'll set it up again for Danny Clark. Handoff, Crabtree trying to go through the middle, does. Gets down inside the 10, back to about the 7 or 8 yard line. And the Bulldogs right now need 2 big stops here to keep this game within reach. And we said we started the half, and Crabtree delayed. Takes a little stutter step and goes to the outside, and had the defense leaning the wrong way.
Yep, absolutely. That was a good call by the Massillon coaches. Defensively, McKinley was misaligned really to kind of counter that play. So, again, we have Massillon in the driver's seat.
They all pushed right, and they went left with their running back. And, perfect call. You got the defense leaning one way, you go the other way. Good job by Crabtree. Got in again. So the Tigers retake the lead. Here's the extra point. Snap kick up and good, and it's now 31-21. And boy, I'll tell you what, this has been quite a game. We'll come back in just a bit. This is the Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron. where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Welcome back, everybody. The University of Akron helping to bring you today's broadcast on the Great American Rivalry Series.
Massillon and Andrew David set to kick it off as the ball falls off the tee. The wind must be rustling around there, so it gives a chance to remind you that your Ohio Toyota dealers have got a great deal for you on a new Toyota car, truck, or SUV. For a great deal on a great car, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
So we'll get ready to boot it again for the Tigers. Now again, back up by that 10-point lead. And that one will not reach the end zone. Grabbed at the 2-yard line. It's Glover Williams at the 20. It's at the 25. Breaks the tackle. Gets pushed to the outside. It'll get taken out at about the 34, 35-yard line. So about a 33-yard return there for Glover Williams, and just missed the end zone that time.
Yep. And you can see now with Glover Williams' ability why they'd rather see him just.
Yeah, I'm sure every time that kicker goes out, the coach whispers, remember, hit the black.
Yep.
Don't hit any green because he's going to hurt you. And he can really fly, as you saw that. He picked up 33 yards pretty quick there. Caught that one, a little bit on the run, and away he goes. Now we'll see if McKinley can answer.
About as good a field position as McKinley's had to start a drive.
So they'll start. Quick. Oh, boy, that was broke up nicely. Coming into the backfield, reading that very well for the Tigers. Just about intercepted. If he was in the end zone easily.
Looks like that was Malek Jackson, I believe, number 8.
Yeah.
Getting a hand up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Celebrates afterwards. And nice move there as he come through again from the outside and was able to read that little screen as they were trying to go quickly. They got short in motion, now goes to the left side. They fake the handoff to Williams. He's looking for short. Now he's going to get in trouble. Big trouble. He's got to run. To get out of trouble, he's going to get across the line of scrimmage, maybe pick up a yard or two. You might give him almost 3 on that, but boy, I'll tell you what, Lee Hurst Jr., more than a few times today, has had to run for his life.
I'm just really impressed with his poise under pressure. He has had multiple situations in this game where, just a disastrous loss could have taken place, and you really think it's coming. On that play, I thought he was done for, and he's able to slip out of it and even makes, again, another positive out of it. So my hat's off to Lee Hurst Jr. He's playing a fine game today.
We got a quick timeout. We'll take one as well. The Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines. Welcome back. We've got 9 minutes and 18 seconds left to play here. 31-21. Tigers lead the Bulldogs by 10. Same score we had going into the beginning of the third quarter after the half. And here we have it with less than 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs. Whistles blow immediately, and I believe, of course, both teams point at each other. You, no you, no you, but the ref says you. So the Bulldogs will get the penalty.
False start on McKinley. And it's time to remind you that you're watching one of America's greatest rivalries seen around the world on GreatAmericanRivalry.com. And today we're very happy to be joined by the audience of Cleveland's News Channel 5, watching on NewsNet5.com. We're glad to join you here in Ohio for one of high school football's truly classic rivalries.
And you might not be able to see it on your computer screen, but we see it a little bit here. Those are blue skies up there, Scott. And we've got a little bit of sun peeking out. Here we go from the shotgun. Swing pass, looking to Short. Short will get out across the 35, just across the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and a lot now.
They had the numbers. McKinley had the blockers, but they were not positioned well to make that play.
Well, the funnest part of the day has been in these positions here. Will the punt be caught? Fumble. Will it not go far enough?
Maybe we'll do a
Will
fake
they
again.
fake it again? Who knows? Here we go. Pay attention, folks. Don't go anywhere. Bulldogs got to punt it away with 8:42 to play here from their own 36-yard line. Low snap, and a flag flies before the punt. And it'll be against the Bulldogs. That'll back them up 5 more. Great things happen every day at the University of Akron campus, like Bloomberg Business Week, ranking UA's College of Business Administration as one of the best undergraduate business schools in the U.S. for both the 6th consecutive year in 2014. Go to uakron.edu/visit UA to schedule a visit to the University of Akron. And again, another flag flies, and pretty soon this young man is going to be punting out of his own end zone. And right now, the coach from McKinley not happy. He is out on the field. And there goes another 5-yard. Well, wait, they haven't marked it off yet. The referees are meeting at the 30-yard line, which is where the Bulldogs should lose 5 here again. I'm sure what they were calling was an illegal procedure. But now we've got a meeting at the 30 between 4 of the guys in the zebra uniforms. And the bad part about this for the Bulldogs is it continues to move the Tigers closer and closer to the 50-yard line on a decent return. And they're going to march him back 5 more. So now the ball is going to be snapped from the 26-yard line. You got to hope for a really good snap here and no more calls against you. Hurst. No, low snap. He got it off, though, but only to the 40. It's caught on the run at the 45, breaking a tackle. Flags flying from all over the field at about the 45. So Reggie Rogers, I believe, was on the return.
You would think that's probably going against.
I'm going to guess against Massillon because it came out of the back.
I mean, it was quick, too. I don't know what McKinley could have done that quickly to get themselves, unless somebody grabbed the face mask.
Yeah, block in the back.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So they'll back him up 10 from the spot of the foul. That's the first time we've been able to hear the referee today. I don't know why. Maybe his microphone just now started to work. Maybe it got warmed up. So they'll move it back to the 30. So not great field position, but for McKinley, that's good news. They've got to play again like lights out right here. With 8:26 to play, down by 10. They need a 4 and out again against the Tigers. Tigers probably run the ball and try to kill some clock and get it down across midfield at least and play the field position game.
As we see, it just came up at Crabtree, about 6 yards shy of 100 yards. And
spun across the 35, so he's got to be pretty close now.
That might have just done it.
And they're going to mark him just across the 35, and boy, they're set up and ready to go with play number 2. Quick, again, left side, Crabtree skipping over a guy, finally got shoved down at about the 39. He'll be just short of that first down. And right now the Tigers are going to try to wear down this defense by just running up the middle. Go quick, hand it off, go quick. Continue to put first downs on the board. The clock continues to tick, under 7.5 to play.
Well, any score for Massillon at this point pretty much, I would say, puts the game out of reach, barring, an unbelievable quick, punt return or a kickoff return for a touchdown for McKinley. So they would be wise to grind it out, kick a field goal, and hold on.
Hold on to the ball, that's for sure. Oh, a jump. Yeah, oh, man, the Bulldogs just can't get a break in this last quarter. I mean, 2 penalties against their punting team. Now jump off sides. They move Massillon to a first down. It puts the Tigers at about 44-yard line.
Yeah, those penalty yards are now tipping heavily in McKinley's disfavor in terms of how many they committed and the amount of yards it's cost them. So
Crabtree will continue to run. get a couple of yards, maybe to the 40s. Looks like he's going to mark him about the 47. And the clock again continues to count down. Probably second and 9. Or maybe 8. Second and 8, we'll call it. They say 3, so it'll be second and 7. Don't forget our MVP is coming up here after the game, plus the trophy presentation. Robertson now the running back, and he'll pick up enough. And if they mark him where I think they marked him, which will be the 46-yard line, he'll get to the 46-yard line, and they haven't signaled first down. Boy, it's pretty close. Will they ask for the sticks to come out is the question. 6:54. Don't forget we'll have that MVP presentation and the trophy presentation, and now they signal first down. And that really hurts because you're under 7 minutes now, and McKinley needed to stop, and the Tigers are on the other side of the 50-yard line. And the big thing here is they have that big kicker in Andrew David. So if the Tigers can even get close and run more clock off, worst they come out of this is a field goal. Handoff again, Robinson to about the 43-yard line. And they're going to just continue to run, and then a flag late. And this is going to go against the Tigers from the cheers from the guys in white. Not sure what happened there. Did he call personal foul?
It was so well after the play. I mean, it was the only thing it could have been.
So the run goes for about 3-4 yards, and then the flag come out late, and it was on the other side of the play. So, yeah, it was a personal foul because of the fact that unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. That's a 15-yarder. That really hurt. Puts him back across the other side of midfield with 6.5 to go. Here comes a blitz. It went to the right side. Crabtree got a break. He moves outside, got a break, lost the football. And it is recovered by the Bulldogs. I believe, did Crabtree hang on or no? I believe it's recovered by McKinley's.
That was
Olsen
signaled here by, and what was going to be a really good run for Crabtree.
He loses it right there. It's stripped out of his hands by Olsen, who just ripped it out of his hands and fell down on it. So here comes McKinley again.
No doubt about that one.
Yeah. So we're still at 10 points, 6.5 left to play, 31-21. What a ball game. The 125th meeting between these two teams. They called it the War of 1894 when it started. So do the Bulldogs have a shot? Oh, man, in trouble again, and this time not going to get out of it.
Now
Hurst goes down. And, boy, I'll tell you what, they were all over him. From Massillon, Dakota Dunwiddle. Boy, he's a monster. Right there, he grabs him in there. He's like, no, you're not going anywhere. Kind of like roping him. Well, now they're back to their 41-yard line, and they're 24 yards away from a first down, under 6 to play. They'll fake Glover Williams. They'll throw to Glover Williams, though, at the 45. He'll catch that one. They'll pick up a few yards. The ball comes out, but I believe, referee signaling he was down. And he was adamant about signaling he was down, too.
Yes, he was.
See, the little short pass is fine. That time your offensive line was doing well. I still think you got to get Glover Williams further out. You got to get, you're trying to pick up 24 yards. Granted, you're not going to pick it all up in one down, but 5 yards at a time isn't going to get you there either.
You would think you'd want to either with your blockers or somehow create either some misdirection or just some space just to let him try and do what he does best, which is juke his way out of tackles.
And they haven't found Sharon Jackson in quite a while. We haven't heard his name mentioned here in the second half. So we'll see if that's where they go. They fake. He's going down the right sideline. Hurst getting chased again, throws to the sideline, got his man, caught at the 47 of the Tigers, and then immediately hit hard and knocked out of bounds. And boy, big play there by Rogers for the Tigers. Receiver turned DB in that play. He let that other receiver know, whatever.
Well, Dakota Dunwoody is pretty much can just slam his. He pretty much owns the line of scrimmage in this game. Every time you look up, you see him in McKinley's backfield just wreaking havoc.
Biggest play of the game, 4th and 13 from midfield. They fake, looking across the middle, got his man, and it was Jackson. He couldn't hang on, went through the fingertips. He had the first down by about a yard, and it would have kept the drive going. Unfortunately, with 4:21, they turned the ball back over to the Tigers with a 10-point lead, and now the Tigers, a couple of first downs, and you run out the clock. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Here at MCTV, everyone is dedicated to going the extra smile to earn your business.
Our call center is right here where you live, ready to take your calls and give you the service you need.
We also have trained computer technicians to answer any technical questions about your computer or internet service.
And we'll be there when you need us with fast and reliable service.
Trust MCTV to go the extra smile for your internet, TV, and phone service.
When I'm working, things can get so hectic, so sometimes I need to find an easy way to express what's most important to me. Like with my crew, I use shorthand to tell them what I need. And when I need to talk directly to my fans, but the most meaningful shorthand of all is the one I use when I'm about to drive. #X. It's an easy way to tell everyone that I'm about to drive, and I do it every time before I get behind the wheel. Use #X to pause the conversation before you drive, because no text is worth a life.
Welcome back, everybody, to this Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines and the University of Akron. We hope you've enjoyed the game as much as we have, bringing it to you today. What a game. A 10-point lead right now for the Tigers. And they've got the ball 1st and 10 on their own 49. They will try to run out the clock. McKinley's got to get their defense in there. Low snap. Running ahead and getting out to about the 45 of McKinley. And a good job there.
Clark, just a real easy play up the middle. Good blocking. And McKinley not going to be able to get a stop on that particular play. So time is running out, that's for sure.
4 minutes left in the game, and the sun brightens up the field here in Massillon. Clark again, handoff to the right side. Crabtree, pretty close. Looks like he might have gotten the first down. Let's see where they mark it. And they move the chains, and it is going to be a first down. And now one more first down pretty much seals the deal. So now you got to look for the strip or the takeaway, and most likely you're not going to see Danny Clark throw the ball here with 3.5 minutes.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
And they're going to wait. They're going to take that down just as much as they can for every play now.
Clock begins to turn, and they don't have anything to look at down at the other end because the play clocks went out before the game started, so they turned them off. Run up the middle. Martinez again churning for a few extra yards, and then Glover Williams with a little extra push there. And Williamson. Somebody chatting it up and back and forth. Of course, a lot of seniors for the Tigers that are in the backfield and at wide receiver. J.D. Crabtree's last game. Reggie Rogers, Dylan Henderson. All those guys, seniors. Well, they'll be playing on because the Tigers will go into the playoffs. Keeper for Clark. And the sophomore quarterback will get a win here.
Looks like a timeout by McKinley.
So McKinley takes the timeout. We'll take one as well. The Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines. Welcome back, everybody. The Massillon Tigers right now with that 10-point lead. 2:38 left to play. Have the ball down at the 34-yard line of the Bulldogs. 3rd and 3. Danny Clark, the young sophomore, looking for his second win against this McKinley team. Last year, very efficient as a freshman. This year, doing a pretty nice job as the sophomore quarterback for the Tigers. He's in the gun. Handoff. Crabtree will break a couple, still pushing and gets down inside the 25-yard line. And that, folks, is probably going to wrap this up. Of course, McKinley's got one timeout left, and it looks like they may have used it. No, they didn't use it. The clock starts as soon as the ref gets the ball set. And now the Tiger players getting the crowd going and getting them cheering on. And there's not much left to play here, and it looks like the Tigers are going to get this one. This will be the 4th straight victory. Crabtree up the middle. Head coach Jason Hall gets his 4th straight victory here, and they lock up a playoff spot with a win. But as you were saying, Scott, they probably already had a playoff spot before today's game.
Yep, they were locked in. It'll be interesting to see what that does to their seeding in the Ohio High School playoffs. Every win gets you more points, so that might move them up. So we'll have to. I'm sure the fans in Massillon will be looking very closely at that and seeing who the Tigers will be taking on next Saturday.
Looks like we've got an injury timeout right now for McKinley. We do have a player down on one knee on the field, hasn't come off yet. Again, Danny Clark won this game last year as a freshman. Crabtree has done his thing all year. He's had over 1,000 yards. Reggie Rogers, the wideout, was the main target for Clark, but not today. It was a little different today. And they did a nice job doing, they had to make key stops on defense. They did that. And Andrew David really gave him a couple of times good field position and was able to connect on a couple of field goals. One he made and one he missed, but that was the difference in today's game. McKinley, that big fumble in the 4th quarter, that hurt. And it gave the Tigers the ball back. So here we go with a run tree. Crabtree up to about the 20 before he got hit there by a young man. I believe you said he was going to Kent State, correct?
Yes. Faulkner,
number 17. So a lot of recruits here. I noticed, as we mentioned, J.D. Glover going to go to Ohio State. It'll be interesting to watch his career to see how he does when he gets there, because he's definitely got speed.
Yeah, Glover Williams going to Ohio State. Danny Clark, as a sophomore, is already an early Ohio State commit. Danny Clark is already an early Ohio State commitment. And Andrew David, the kicker for Massillon, going to Michigan.
Boo. Great for him, but
yes.
Well, speaking of championships, the Tigers have won 24 Ohio State championships, 9 national championships. They got a big banner on the opposing side over the press box there where the season ticket holders get to sit in comfort. From what I understand, there's 160 chairs up there, and they have food and drink and the whole bit, but pretty cool. I've never seen a high school stadium have special seating for anybody. Right up the middle again to the 15 and a first down, and that should end the game because the clock will now start to tick. 47 seconds, and the Massillon crowd in the orange is going to stand and give their kids a standing ovation. And boy, for the McKinley kids who are seniors, they never got this win.
No, they not as the last time they won would have been their freshman year, I believe, in
2010.
2010. So yeah, they've never really experienced beating Massillon. That's a tough thing.
Well, actually, they wouldn't have. because this is their 4th loss.
Well, no, yeah.
Yeah. So
well, one of the losses was in the playoffs.
Okay, all right.
So that's how
okay.
so they played 5 games in the last 4 years.
They set up for the victory V formation and a bad snap, and Clark has to dive on the football, and the clock is going to run out. Your Tigers are going to win this game by a score of 31-21. We're going to come back, most valuable player and postgame next, right here at Great American Rivalry Series.
When I'm working, things can get so hectic, so sometimes I need to find an easy way to express what's most important to me. Like with my crew, I use shorthand to tell them what I need. And when I need to talk directly to my fans, but the most meaningful shorthand of all is the one I use when I'm about to drive. #X. It's an easy way to tell everyone that I'm about to drive, and I do it every time before I get behind the wheel. Use #X to pause the conversation before you drive, because no text is worth a life.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Here at MCTV, everyone is dedicated to going the extra smile to earn your business.
Our call center is right here where you live, ready to take your calls and give you the service you need.
We also have trained computer technicians to answer any technical questions about your computer or internet service.
And we'll be there when you need us with fast and reliable service.
Trust MCTV to go the extra smile for your internet, TV, and phone service.
Welcome back, everybody. The Great American Rivalry Series, the Massillon Tigers victorious today 31-21, and we're going to try to find our man down on the field this afternoon who's been down there through all the worst conditions you can think of today, the rain, the snow, and all of that good stuff. But now he's down there in some sunshine, so he's got to feel better about that. I can see Rick at about the 41-yard line. He's trying to find the most valuable player. Fans of the 2014 Great American Rivalry Series presented by the United States Marines would like to honor tonight's most valuable player and award the winning team the Great American Rivalry Series Championship Trophy to commemorate their outstanding performances. So they have not found
our MVP yet?
Our MVP yet, and they have not. So as soon as they do that, and we don't have any stats yet for the end of the game either, but we'd like to thank all of our sponsors, Akron University, of course, the United States Marine Corps, Toyota, and many others. Here's some final stats that we're getting on our screen right now. 112 yards on the ground for the Bulldogs, 183. So here we go. Here we're getting some stats right now. So, all right, and total yards rushing for Massillon, 183 on 52 carries. 36 for McKinley, 113. Passing yards, 135 for McKinley, 100 for Massillon. And total offensive plays, both teams really had quite a bit. 57 for McKinley, 248 yards. 64 for Massillon, 283. Red zone chances, McKinley capitalized 3 out of 3. And red zone scores for Massillon 4 out of 5. And J.D. Crabtree, 131 yards, 4 TDs today. Glover Williams on the other side just got his 100-yard mark, 107 and a TD. Those were the two guys that really controlled this game, Scott.
Yeah, there was. Those were the two names we were saying from the beginning, and we've called a few names since then. But Glover Williams, they didn't throw the ball a lot for Massillon, so Glover didn't have a chance to make any interceptions. I really felt like it was going to come down to whether he could be a difference maker on the defensive side of the ball, and didn't really get the opportunities. Massillon had a good game plan.
Doak Walker was huge for McKinley today. Unassisted tackles, 8, 5 assisted for a total of 10.5. Nick Faulkner had 9.5 total. Dunwoody, your man, unassisted 5 and assisted 5, 7.5 tackles. So
Two
pretty
sacks.
nice job on the defensive side for Dunwoody for Massillon.
3 tackles for a loss as well.
Still waiting for Rick to let us know if they have. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back, and hopefully we'll have our MVP next. Great American Rivalry Series brought to you by the United States Marines and the University of Akron.
Whew, you have to be crazy to go outside in this heat, like Harry. I saw him leaving this morning with that new water thing of his. It's like a snowmobile that floats. Doesn't he worry about being swept out to sea? Or sharks? You're gonna eat that thing all over yourself.
Some people want more out of life, and we insure the things that make more possible. Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Welcome back, everybody.
Thanks, guys, and I'm here with J.D. Crabtree. J.D., my goodness, what a game today. You guys came out loaded.
Yeah, I mean, we knew this week we had to come out fired up. We're yet to play, 4 quarters of good football, and that's what we did today.
Well, and I failed to mention, J.D. was named the most valuable player today in the Canton-McKinley game, Canton-McKinley and Massillon game. You had quite a run in several different places and several different times. Do you know your total yardage for the game?
No, I wasn't. I really wasn't. Looking. I just. This is such a big game. You're focused on one thing only. That's keeping that bell here.
And that's what makes this thing work so well. You guys are such a team. You're gonna be amazed at your performance. But I'm telling you what, there's a bunch of linemen over there. You need to take to dinner.
Oh, absolutely, and I know, and we take them out to dinner once a week, and I congratulate them every day, and even today. I mean, they had the holes there, and I mean, I love them. They're the heart and soul of this team.
Well, what would you like to say to our viewers? This is a big game. You're heading into the playoffs now. What would you like to say to them about this particular team as you head into those playoffs?
The biggest thing I'd probably say is that this week, we're focused on McKinley and McKinley only. We wasn't worried about the playoffs. That was just almost like the state championship. We're not even thinking about it yet. But we're getting ourselves together. I mean, we did fall apart there for a minute, but we're getting ourselves together, and we're going to make a good run this year.
That's J.D. Crabtree, today's most valuable player at the Massillon-McKinley Great American Rivalry Series game here in Massillon, Ohio. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Rick. And 131 yards on the ground for that young man and 4 touchdowns. That's huge.
It's interesting when he talked about how they said, we fell apart there for a minute. He's talking about that stretch where they were 1-3 in the season, and things were looking a little bit more grim for them. But obviously they got right in this game, and no better way to start the playoffs than a big win over your rival.
And that was huge. So congratulations to JD as the votes were distributed to the members of the media in attendance for the selection of the game MVP, and they were tallied, and congratulations to him. Also, the Great American Rivalry Series and the United States Marines are proud to recognize the, of course, Massillon Tigers as the 2014 Great American Rivalry Series champion. Congratulations to everyone who participated, and special thanks to the United States Marines for their sponsorship of the 2014 Great American Rivalry Series. And, of course, I want to thank all the guys that helped out today. Rick down on the field doing some of the interviews, and, of course, our camera crew down there, iHigh.com, has been a very big help. The University of Akron, of course, the United States Marines. James, our guy, does all the production back in the truck downstairs. What a great job for him today. Want to thank all those fine folks. And, Scott, I want to thank you for coming up here and being my colleague today for today's broadcast.
My pleasure. It was great to be here and do this again.
All right, everybody, have a great night and drive safely, and we'll see you again real soon. Good night, everybody. I'm Chuck Sebastian.